wrestle it from head to toe. New stories, independent wrestling. Let's go. Breaking down the matches, analyzing the fights. Big cats got the scoop, shot in the spotlight. From the big leagues to the underdog fight. Purr sessions got you covered day and night. With the roar of the crowd, we dive deep inside, uncovering the secrets we can't hide. Body slams and suplexes, we abide. Purr sessions where the wrestling truth resides.
Welcome to another episode of Purr Sessions Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the main of Maine, Big Cat Tyler Adams, and I am here currently today with the hardcore maniac, JP O'Reilly.
And we have the Purr Sessions mascot, Mr. Arlo, over here.
Dylan Licks is running a little bit late. He is coming. He's coming very soon. Levi Spade is actually having a show right now at Primos. So if you're in Colorado, say hi to him, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that show. Yeah, it's gonna be a great night tonight. We got Smiley. He's waiting in the background. I'm just gonna quickly get this off and get him in. I'm really excited to have him on. I can't remember what brought him up. I think it was either last episode, or the episode before that, but I was like, shit, I'd love to have Smiley on because I haven't seen him forever, and reached out to him, and he was 100% for the podcast. So I'm very excited to have him on. But thank you for tuning in live. We are live every Friday from 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch and YouTube. We are also on every audio platform: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart Radio, Pandora, all of those. However, if you want to see the full show, you have to tune in live with us. We watch botches and stuff like that. Sometimes we go over matches, and it's not really easy to see, to hear, I should say, when you're listening to it. So we cut all that out. So if you want to see all that, you have to tune in live. Now, as JP is shoving his food down his throat.
Listen, I gotta fill the system. I gotta fill my stomach. It's been a night. All right.
Somebody's already been drinking beforehand. So
I was drinking this evening, and now I'm filling myself up with a little bit healthier consumption here. So it's been a week. It's been a wild week. So kind of relieved, stress, everything kind of pushed aside. So got the weekend, I'm kid free this weekend.
There you go.
So do a little bit of traveling. It's a little nice, piece free, kind of very mellowed out weekend.
There you go. Well, let's not keep our guests waiting for much longer. We have the Superman Psycho himself. Give it up for Smiley.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, how's it going?
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, appreciate you coming on. Geez, I haven't seen you. I think the last time we chatted was Pine State in Augusta.
Yeah, couple of years ago by now.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I was green as shit. And so was a little bit was Nick's, and we just stood there on the apron and watched you and A Game and Shotgun and Mike have a good match, and we're like, oh, we'll get in eventually. So thank you so much for joining the show. Like I said, I can't remember, we brought you up in the passing at one of the shows. I'm like, shit, I'd love to have Smiley on. I wonder if he would be interested in it, and reached out to you, and you were 100% for it. So I thank you again very much for jumping on.
Yeah, no problem at all. I'm happy to be here. I love doing these things.
So we usually typically start like Levi usually does this, but like I said, he's right now hopefully winning a match or something like that in Primos. What started your wrestling career? Like, just give us just a backstory of basically your whole career up to this point.
Ironically enough, it was kind of on a whim. I always grew up having two goals in mind. I either wanted to be a stuntman or I wanted to be a wrestler. And when I graduated high school, my mom had bought me a ticket to California. She's like, go give it a shot. Try to be a stuntman. If it doesn't work, you can come home. I was out in California for probably like 10 months, and I was like homeless for 3 of them. Yeah, it was a trip. So, but I tried doing the stuntman thing. It's a lot of catch-22 stuff. Like you got to know somebody to be on the big shows, but you can't be on the you got to be on the. You have to get reps to be on the big show, but you can't get reps unless you're on the big show. So it's like it's one of them catch-22 kind of situations. So like that didn't work out. I was doing like indie films and student films. And they were trying to kill me, have me jump out windows out into mattresses they found around town. So
Jeez.
I chose the safer route, and I decided to get dropped on my head for a living instead. You know, smartness on me.
Yeah, that worked
But,
out great.
yeah, I went back home. I'm originally from Maine, so born and raised. Then one day I was working out of a photo studio. I was a manager for a Sears photo studio, and my cousin called me up. And he's like, "Hey, me and your brother are gonna move to New York. You want to go?" I'm like, "All right." Like just out of nowhere, I'm like, "Sure." I walked right in, called my district manager, and I went, "I'm giving my 2 weeks notice. I'm going to New York." He's like, "When did you decide this?" I went, 10 minutes ago. It was like, screw it, why not? So
Yeah, why not?
they left before me, so they got everything situated, and then I had to, finish up at work and get rid of I had an apartment and everything at the time, and moved to New York. And while I was literally like sitting at the bus station, waiting for my bus to come to New York, excuse me, I just got like this idea. I'm like, I'm just gonna look around, and I ended up on Tommy Dreamer's website, and I had texted Tommy Dreamer, emailed him because he's got the little email link. I'm like, hey, I'm moving to New York like right now, and like I'm thinking of looking into wrestling, but like I know you were trained by Johnny, so I know that's probably a good option. I see Amazing Red has a school. That seems like a good option. I know you've worked with him before. Like, what do you think is the best way to do it? And he kind of replied back like pretty quickly, and he goes, honestly, they're both good schools. He goes, to be honest though, Johnny's not going to get in the ring with you. He goes, Red probably will. He goes, so take that into consideration, and then whichever one you can afford. And I came down. I think it was like a week after I moved down. I went to the school, and just to sit in on a class. And I sat in on a class, and I watched them do their thing for a while. And like I stayed for like an hour, and I'm like, all right, I'll head out. And like I kind of got the grasp of what I wanted. And I went to leave, and Brian XL was like, Red's going to be a bye if you want to stay. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And I sat back down. Another 45 minutes goes by. I'm like, all right, I guess he's not coming. I go to get him. He's like, he's like half an hour away. He'll be right here. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll sit right back down. And like it happened like 3 or 4 times. And I went, is he coming? And he goes, no, I don't think he's coming. It's like, kept me here for like almost the whole class. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Which would be a funny little habit of Brian's is, oh yeah, it's coming. And he always makes good on his word. What he does promise does end up happening, but it's usually not in the time frame he tells you, which I love. But yeah, so I went to that sit-in on that class, and I'm like, all right, I got to get ready for this because I don't want to like just jump in not ready. I got to get ready for it. So I went home that night. I started to kind of like talk to my cousin about like working out and getting in better shape. And kind of like just get everything ready for when I do go to the school. And then I think it was like probably like 9 months later, something like that. I went to a show, an F Family Wrestling Entertainment show. Tommy Dreamer was on that one, and I got to speak to him a little bit. And then as I walk away, I spoke to him about how he encouraged me to be a wrestler. He goes, all right, cool. So why aren't you signed up for a school yet? And I went, I was just trying to get ready. He goes, well, just do it. He goes, you'll get ready while you're there. I went, okay. So then I walk away, and then I go to a few tables down, and it's Jay Lethal. And I'm like, oh, like, are you like still a trainer over at House of Glory? Because I've seen the videos online. He's, yeah, I stop by when I can, but I'm usually not in the area. He owns it though. And he points over, and it's Brian XL picking up his head from his phone. Doesn't remember me at all, of course, but like he starts picturing me at the school, and I'm like, all right, cool. That Tuesday I walked in, signed up, and just never wanted to leave the place. like I was always the first one in, the last one to leave. Like I actually, funny enough, I just found a video earlier today of like me 3 months into training, and it's like a highlight video of like me without a mask or anything. It's a highlight video. It's me, Mark Quinn from Private Party, and another guy who used to wrestle as Felix Rampage or Alex Mason. He went on to be Alex Mason.
I know Alex.
Yeah. And we're like,
I have heard that name. Yeah.
just doing dumb shit that we should not be doing at 3 months into training. Like I'm like standing Spanish flies, and like I think there was like a Canadian attempt or something. Like we're 3 months in, we should not be doing any of this stuff. Like,
Canadian temp 3 months in, yeah, that'd be terrified of that.
I think I met Alex like 3 years, probably three, not even 2 or 3 years after he'd started wrestling. So I could see that.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm from Maine. He's wrestled in Maine more than I have.
Where are you from in Maine?
Huh?
Where are you from in Maine?
Portland.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yep. Portland. I went to high school in Saco.
No,
I kind of remember this because at the show, the was it PSPW at the time? I can't remember which one.
I think that's what Big Cat was.
Yeah, and I remember at the show, you had a bunch of family there. You're like, hey man, my family's like here in the front row.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had a whole bunch of friends show up, like friends, family, because they never really get to see me wrestle. I think I've wrestled in Maine like maybe 4 times in like 12 years I've been wrestling.
Oh geez.
Yeah, we're gonna get him back up here for
Neil would book him.
Here.
Oh, I would love to come back up. Like my family always is like, hey, so when are you coming back up? Like when are you gonna wrestle again?
Hey, Johnny Primer.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, wasn't there a rumor going around that there was a possibility of thoughts of that, of the Wild versus Smiley and Mike again?
That would be cool. I would 100% do that again. Mike Grassa and Smiley are both on my list of guys I want to work again. So
yeah, that like I said, like we actually work because the first time we worked, we were green. It was before you got in here. Like we were just standing on the outside watching Shotgun and A Game and Smiley and Mike and be like, oh, this is cool. We'll jump in whenever I guess.
Weren't you guys like enemies at the time too?
Yeah. I'm a perpetual heel. Everyone wants me to be a bad guy. They're like, oh, look at you, you're a bad guy. I'm like, then you meet me and you're like, oh, you're not really that way, are you?
Big Cat has too nice of a face to want to hate him, you know.
Yeah, I have a pungy face.
As long as Tracy doesn't miss me again, we'll be okay.
I can't promise you won't.
I saw the picture of that somewhere, honestly.
Yeah.
I have the match.
Oh gosh, you'd love it.
Match on my YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I went back and watched it actually.
Here, I'll pull it up while you guys are talking.
Oh god.
So
that was like me and Grassa's first time back together in a good couple of years too.
My knowledge of your matches and stuff is very sporadic.
Yeah.
So there's one, and correct me if I'm completely wrong, but I think it's one that I pointed out very significantly. I'm pretty sure it was you and Orange Cassidy.
Huh.
Is that correct me if I'm wrong? Was that ever a match that ever happened?
I mean, kind of.
I
wrestled Fire Ant.
Right. Okay. So it must have been Fire Ant because I'm like thinking, was it Smiley or was it before or after that? Because I don't remember if that's what it was specifically, but I remember seeing something. I thought that it was you, and I was like, "Is that Smiley?" Like I wasn't sure if it was you or not.
If that's the match you're thinking of, that was Forza Lucha used to do like a yearly show.
Okay.
And I opened the show like a pre-show match where I did I think I might have done like an imaginary hardcore match because I was wrestling Kefka the Quiet, who does a mime gimmick.
Yep.
So we were doing like imaginary like hardcore spots.
I love that shit.
And then I won that one, and then I go on to the main show, and then the opening match is like it's me, Fire Ant, Oleg the Usurper, and Juan Francisco de Coronado.
Okay.
In like a 4-way kind of elimination thing.
Yep.
And after my match with Kefka, he beat me with an imaginary sledgehammer. So my leg was so injured that when Juan put on a submission, I just tapped out instantly.
Oh man, that's great.
Wow.
I love that.
And somewhere Jim Cornette is just spinning.
Oh God, he would have hated it. Yo, we straight up did the necro butcher spot where we put down fake chairs and like got into a deep squat like we're sitting in chairs to trade punches. Oh yeah. I was like imaginary throwing stuff into the ring and he's going, oh god. Trying to dodge it. It's awesome.
That's amazing.
Then I think I 450 a baguette into his chest.
As a guy that does the hardcore deathmatch shit, like I would, that would be a very creative thing to do.
I've only tried the deathmatch thing a couple times, but it's fun.
What is okay? So while Big Cat's looking for stuff, what is I guess the most deathmatchy or most hardcore thing that you've done? I guess in your career.
I did a tag team match up in Canada, and it was Aiden Rain and Warhead from Death Proof Fight Club versus me and Madman Pondo.
Oh God. Okay.
And it was like a fans bring the weapons kind of match, and it was so much fun, like way more fun than it ever had any right to be.
It was amazing to work with.
And then we were doing stuff like I remember there was one guy in the crowd who had like a jean vest on, and it has the gimmicks that the people hammer into somebody's head.
It could be gussets, Ken's
gussets, the gussets.
Yeah, gussets.
And I'm trying to like run Aiden Rain's like head into his chest, and he's going, "Do it!" And like somebody got the funniest picture of just this human being going, "Oh!" I'm like, he looks like he's doing like the No Mercy gimmick when you like collide into each other. Oh
yeah. Those matches are fun until the next day. The next day is when it's like, oh my god, I wish I didn't do this.
He still has gusset scars from a month ago on my arm, so I understand.
Yeah, you do the extreme.
I was kind of upset though, because like I was looking forward to like bleeding. Like I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna bleed everywhere. I had a white mask and everything.
Right.
I'm gonna like, this is gonna be great. And I got like a little bit busted open in the head, and I took the skewers from Warhead.
Yep.
And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna bleed.
Yeah.
And all of the blood just sat here in the mask because like it was an open top mask. But because it had like a little crown piece that kind of comes up like this, it just all sat right there. I'm like, everybody else gets to bleed. Why don't I get to bleed?
That's why I feel bad for people that wear masks if they do death matches. Like you have like Arrow Boy, you have Cruel, you have guys like way back in the 2000s that wear masks, and you're like, they're not bleeding underneath the mask at all.
No.
I feel bad for him.
Did you ever hear the story with Dalton? With that, he didn't wrestle, and I think he took
Dougie Weiser, yeah.
He took a break, and then he did a show with Aggro and Danger Kid. I can't remember who else was there. Was it Alec? Was there?
It might have been Alec. I think it was. It was down in New York.
Yeah.
Is that when they broke the mirror?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
so
no.
he was doing a spot, and for some reason, him and another wrestler collided and busted Dalton open, Dougie open.
And he's wearing
he's wearing a mask. So the whole time he didn't know. But as soon as he pulled the mask off, just all coming down. He's like, oh shit, I got myself good.
I got a couple masks like that are still stained with blood inside because like it doesn't go nowhere because it's wrapped tightly across your head.
Yeah. The worst one I've ever had. So I used to wear face paint. Actually, it wasn't a lot. It was just like a stripe across my nose. I did it because I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, and it's Quinlan Voss basically. And I got eliminated from the ring. Guy gave me a clothesline. As he came down, he caught me right here with his knee. So he hit the floor, and I just feel like something run down my cheek. I'm like, what the? I do this, and I pull my hand back. It's purple. I'm like, what the hell is purple? I'm like, oh, I'm wearing blue face paint.
Hey.
Yeah. But I'm like, what's purple?
Look who can join
Bleeding Kool-Aid.
Look who can join. They're so butthurt. I'm not here tonight. I'm ignoring the comments.
He's out there wrestling on a show, and he's just commenting on the screen.
Oh, that's right. He's on a show tonight.
Yeah, he must be sitting there waiting for him to go on or something like that.
You know with Dylan Nix's comment, after I'd done my first ever death match in Indiana for Mid-South, I came back to Maine and I did a fair show, family-friendly fair show. This was like 2 or 3 months after it had been done. And I had a big gaping hole right here in my forehead, and I like barely patched up. And I went to go wrestle at then Channing Thomas, and it was a Danger Kid, and it was me and Tim Lennox, and we were doing a tag match, and they did like synchronized super kicks while I put my hand up, and for some reason Channing Thomas kicked me in the forehead, and I went out onto the floor or onto the grass, and I look down at the grass and I go, "Oh, when did they paint this side of the grass red?" No, that's not paint. That's just my blood completely opened up, just pouring on the ground in front of an entire like kids friendly show. Sat there and was like, "Oh no, like what do I do?" My manager just puts a bandana and like wraps it tightly around my forehead, and he goes, "Yeah, you should be fine," just like how it felt like with a mask. And the next thing I know is I get into the ring for the hot tag, and the bandana just comes flying off, and it's just blood just spewing out.
Oh,
JP O'Reilly. I didn't know I was going to get kicked in the face from a super kick.
Yep, Channing Thomas.
actually, you get a kick out of this one. The very first match for Smiley ever was a 3-on-3 with against Necro Butcher.
Oh no!
And
Oh no!
it was me, Anthony Gangone, and Damian Gibbs versus Craven Varro, Andy Lee Ray, who does a Pokemon gimmick.
Yep, I know.
Which is weird when you see him standing side by side with Necro Butcher. And of course, Necro Butcher. And Necro comes out headbutting a chair.
Yeah.
And mind you, this is kind of like more Beyond style, where it's basically just a bunch of wrestlers surrounding the ring.
Yeah.
There was no fans. It was just a bunch of wrestlers surrounding the ring for a YouTube taping. He's headbutting a chair. He pulls the chair down, looks up at us, and he's already covered in blood. And we're like, "Oh, great!"
Goldberg himself.
And I got Anthony Gangone walking behind me. Goes,
Goldberg
"Oh my god, he's
himself.
doing already."
All I can think of Sandman coming out of the crowd drinking the beer, just
smashing the
Oh yeah.
It's like, come on, dude. I mean, I get Sandman. His entire thing was it. I'm gonna work a show with him one day. He's gonna beat me for this, but like for Sandman, his entire thing was his entrance.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
when Enter Sandman hit and the crowd's screaming, along with Enter Sandman, I get getting hype about it,
I got this match.
Oh, he found it.
I did.
I still have that gear. I don't wear it anymore though.
Oh man, look at this throw. What? How old is this?
This is
This is my 41st match.
3 years ago.
Do you write them all down?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I got a spreadsheet. It's got every match I've ever had in it.
Yep.
I think I'm up to am I up to 600 yet? Somewhere near there.
Wow.
I'm
Never writing everything down. I
I'm
have
creeping
so
up on
much
200
saved in my all on my media stuff, like everything. But as far as my 6, I never wrote anything down, and I'm ashamed of myself.
You should have.
I'm at 160 right now. I'd love to do this summer
Yeah,
around
awesome.
40 and hit 200 because that would be awesome.
Hey, Sunshine.
And once I saw people do
Gabbard.
the writing gimmick, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that would have been a good idea to do. But now with me almost 11 years in the business, I'm like, yeah, I think it's a little too far beyond. I remember.
Yeah.
Such a young A game too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my spreadsheet. I got everything written down to how many miles I traveled for the booking,
Oh, geez.
how much
That's cool.
how much I got paid, how much I spent for travel, how much I made in merchandise. And it's like,
That's smart.
if there's any young wrestlers listening, it's the most helpful thing ever.
Yeah.
Because you get to look back at it and go, oh, last couple times I was at this venue, I made $400 in merchandise. I'm gonna bring a ton of merchandise. And then you go, oh, I did this show 4 or 5 times and I made $6-7, off a couple stickers. I might not want to bring a bunch of merchandise.
Yeah.
So it makes it so much easier when you're judging what to bring with you and stuff like that.
That's smart. I'm
For all
really
you young, aspiring people that want to be wrestlers or are wrestlers, listen to that.
Oh, watch Grassa slip on this. I haven't done this one in a couple years. Yeet.
Oh no!
No, Grassa, no.
I think honestly, I may have put my head down at that moment because I think I saw him slipping. Because I'm like, shit, is everyone okay? It wasn't me being mean or anything. It was like, I hope he's okay.
Oh yeah.
You guys talk about matches. I'm pretty sure this is either match 5 or 6 for me. That's how green I fucking was.
Oh wow.
For our team, I was the best. Weirdly enough.
2000. I'm pretty sure it's 2021.
I can tell you. Hold on.
Yeah, I remember this was like our first time back together, me and Gross's first time back together, because like he went on a hiatus for a while where he was focusing more on like tattooing, and then he just kind of like stopped wrestling and
Tattoos? I didn't know that.
just like randomly came back and we're like, oh, we should do some stuff together. And then we did this match.
I tried booking Russell for a full year up here, and it never worked out. And I was like, man, well,
Yeah.
If you want the date, this is October 9th, 2021.
Wow.
So 4 years ago now.
4 years already? Jesus.
Yeah, I know, it flies, man.
October 2021. That would be the same month that you and I, Dylan, would have a one-on-one at Redacted Pro Wrestling.
That was a fun match, actually.
It was a fun match. That was the first time you ever gave me an exploder suplex.
Yeah, and I remember you going, I don't want to take it. You took it. You're like,
I was
cool.
scared. I was also very big, and so I was like, I'm scared.
Oh, speaking of big boys, I've learned tonight I can't muscle Buster Storm. The boys,
Oh,
he's too beefy.
Oh,
I set him up for it. And I went to pick him up, and I was like, nope. And I set him right back down on top rope.
How was class today?
It was fun. It was Eric running it, so it was interesting.
Oh, okay. So it was interesting.
God. You know, that's one of the things, man. You know, Smiley, people look at you and they're like, oh, you know, they see you and they're like, oh, you can't do any of this stuff. And we watch you and we're like, holy shit.
Yeah, I get that one a lot.
I'm going to try and find the match that I was referring to, just in case I'm completely crazy and it never existed. But just in case for some reason it exists, it would be great if I did find it.
Yeah, I get a lot of the you're really good for men your size.
Yeah.
Like, can't I just be a good wrestler?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Dude, I'm right now I'm shoot 275.
Kick in the
right?
face
And everyone's like, and everyone doesn't like, I'm the same way. Sometimes I can I do like really crisp rolls. I'm actually kind of athletic for my size. And they're like, dude, you shouldn't be able to move like that. I'm like, just do it.
Me and Nick are just standing there going like, oh, that's cool. Oh shit, that looked like it hurt.
literally. I was like, that was dope. If you could see me, you can't see where I'm standing, but every now and then I leaned over to Cat and went, oh shit, that was cool.
I think me and Graza got a little too carried away with beating up the two youngins.
That's all right. You guys are having fun.
We out here trying to hit all our bread and butter, apparently.
Hey. Dude, here's the thing with these little shows like this, and I tell people this all the time. I'm like, what do you want to hit? Hit your stuff. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
So
I forgot I completely forgot what I even did in this match.
chop. Uh-oh. Puppy dogs.
So I'm surprised you weren't hearing Trixie over here yelling at Fortnite. Grasa now.
Oh, slippy right there.
I was at the show. I just watched Grasa take on JT Dunn. That was a banger.
Yo. Those two got so much history behind them, too.
Is that done? Oh, I put my arm down for that. Ugh. Yeah, Sentons. We don't do those anymore because everyone in Maine does those.
Yeah.
It's become a Maine state move.
Way to attack me, bro.
Yeah.
I do a flashing elbow now. Change it up a little bit.
And that's how I come up with most of my ideas for some of my moves. It's like, what's everyone doing? And then let me find a way to violate that expectation.
Yeah. I think I know what happened with that move, too, with that Grasa just hit me with. I expected him to go down. And he went up. Or I expected him to go up. No, I expected him to go up, then down, and he just went straight down. And I was like, I jumped for him. And I was like, I went the wrong direction.
Love his pump kicks.
Still figuring here.
So I apologize in advance. The match that I'm thinking of that I thought involved you, Smiley, was actually with Gentleman Jervis.
Yep.
That
match might have gotten me some heat, matter of fact.
Right. So when I saw the match, I was like, oh, this Smiley? And when I thought about it, I was like, holy shit. But no, now I can see where I kind of got it all mixed up here.
Oh my god, my tan line is so bad.
No, if that's the same match I'm thinking of, because I'm sure those guys wrestled a bunch because they were both in Chikara.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part in there where like Jervis kind of like grabs Orange and he rocks him to sleep,
That's why how I remember it.
Okay, so it's the same match.
Yeah.
I've never seen the match. So like me and Mark Quinn were doing a show one night, and like I just told him like, God, me and him wrestled so many times. We would just kind of go out into the ring and just start messing with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So like at one point, I think I like grabbed him on my shoulders and I yelled out, "Go to sleep," and popped him up. And he's thinking I'm gonna give him the knee, and I popped him up, spun him, caught him, and I rocked him to sleep. And then I think we're even in like a rumble, a Royal Rumble or something. And I just walk over to the ropes and dumped him. And then
you were gonna dump him at that point.
I give him a little Iggy on that one. But like it was one of them things where it's like we did that and we were doing a double shot. So we did that one in Jersey, and then we had to shoot up to do the Bronx. And we wrestled Caveman and Montekia in the Bronx. And I think I did the same thing to Caveman. Like I told him, like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to sleep, pop you up, catch you, rock you to sleep." Oh no, I did it to Monte. And then as we put him down, I go shh to Caveman, and I try and pin Monte silently. You know, just stupid little dumb shit. We were just having fun. And somebody posted it online. And I think I said the crazy go to sleep or something like that. Psycho go to sleep, something like that. And somebody tagged Jervis in it. And I didn't know Jervis actually like did the move. Like I'd never seen the match.
Right.
And apparently Jervis got upset at me for stealing his move. And I'm like, I didn't know you did it. Like I haven't seen your stuff. Like I didn't know.
Well, I'm glad I brought that up then. I'm glad there's some sort of reference to that.
Yeah, like I know in comedy they call it like parallel thinking.
Yeah.
When like two people think of the same idea, but they didn't hear it or see it, the other person do it. It's just their minds went the same direction.
That is the worst thing when you do a move on a show and it's like someone's finish and you like use it for like a transitional.
Yeah,
You're
I
like,
know. Right?
Crap. Yeah, sorry, Kat.
We got in a lot of trouble one time because we did a multi-man scramble. This might have been before your guys' time, but do anybody remember NEFW?
I do not.
No. There was a promotion in Chicopee, Massachusetts, NEFW, and they brought us up like every single month, and we were always doing shows out there, and we were just having fun. And I think Sami Zayn had just gotten signed, so I'm like, shit, he ain't gonna be able to use the Brainbuster in WWE, so I'm gonna use it as my finisher now.
Oh.
So we're doing a match, and like I think I stuck my head through the ropes, and somebody came up with one of them like NZs on the apron, like the kicks, and caught me flush and just knocked me loopy.
Ooh.
Like one of them ones where it's like I don't remember what happened after that.
Yeah. That's a cool spot.
It's like I don't remember what was going on after that. But apparently I tried to go for the Brainbuster on Mark Quinn, and when I went for it, instead of going straight down, I went this way. And I Brainbusted him onto the top rope.
Oh no!
And people were making comments online like, "How dare you like use that as a transitional move and this and that?" And I went, "It's the last thing I did in the match. Like it was supposed to be my finisher."
Yeah.
You know, but like, and then like it wasn't like I let the guy kick out of it. Like somebody broke it up. But like they were so upset about it that we had to have JT Dunn actually like agent our matches for like a good few months after that.
No,
they stopped trusting us.
Oh no!
Wow.
I don't know if anyone saw it. Trixie just missed me and Shotgun.
All right.
Your face was covered, so I think it was
Dude,
shotgun.
that stuff took
covered.
Like. I went to work the next day, and I scrubbed, and I was still swum up blue the next day. Everyone at work's like, "What happened?" I was like, "It's a long story."
Yeah, that's how usually I say when I have the cheese grater or the gusset plate marks on my forehead. I'm like, it's a long story.
Yeah,
it's a long story.
Let's not talk about that. Yeah.
Let's not talk about that.
Actually, after a couple years, I literally would just look and go wrestling, and they're like,
So I got a question for you. What? How did you come up with your idea for your gimmick? Like what was the inspiration for Smiley?
So it's a lot of comic books because I'm a giant nerd who loves his comic books. The genesis, I guess, of the whole situation. When I first started, Actually, when I first started training, I never even thought about wearing a mask. My thought was actually like, oh, I'm gonna be this paparazzi like character because like I was a photographer at the time, so like I had the cameras and everything. I'm like, I'll be a photographer, so I'll stand around the ring until it's my turn to wrestle, and then I'll jump up and blind my opponent with my camera and I'll attack them with it. And I'm like, wanted to be this dastardly heel photographer character, not realizing like, it would have been so much fun, but it's like, but I'm like, until I get to that point where I'm comfortable with that, maybe I'll do a masked character for now until I'm comfortable. So I came up with this character I called Arrowside, which is about as generic of a masked wrestler character as you can get. Like the tassels and like the mask was like bright yellow and orange and red and like looked like fire. It had phoenixes on it. I'm every single year one general luchador. And I only did that one for like maybe 2 or 3 shows. But like in training, we were doing drills one day, and I think we were doing some sort of bump, and I hit the buckle, and I come out. And as I come out waiting for the bump from Red, because I was trained by Amazing Red, when I come out for the bump from him, he stops me. He looks at the rest of the class, and he goes, "It doesn't matter how hard I hit him, he won't stop smiling." So he started calling me Smiley. So, and this is kind of like another funny one. The opening video that you guys had there.
Mm-hmm.
I think his name, it said Samuel
Matthews.
Yeah.
His tights, the character on his tights, his name is Smiley.
Yep.
So that's from a comic book called Evil Ernie.
That makes
which
sense.
is one of my all-time favorite comic books.
No kidding.
And I took a lot of inspiration from the Evil Ernie comic books. So my original sets of gear actually had the Smiley on the sides too.
No shit.
Cool.
Yeah, they were purple tights. They had green slime looking effect, and then they had the Smileys on the side. And because I was a Joker fan too, I had kick pads that just said "ha ha ha ha" all over them.
Yeah.
And then of course the whole mask thing. So like the yellow mask was never meant to be worn in the ring. Like the yellow mask was just meant to be during the entrance. And I was going to take it off and then wrestle. Because, again, I'm still thinking I'm going to be like this dastardly heel character. So, like, I'm trying to be a bad guy, and it's not working. So, but yeah, I did the Arrowside thing for a few shows. And then I think it was Anthony Gango's like, you should just run with this whole Smiley thing. Like, you can make a better character out of Smiley than you could out of Arrowside. So he kind of like encouraged me to run with the name Smiley, compared to like some generic name that I made up, because I was a big Aerostar fan. So like, all right, like, well, what is Smiley? Like, what could he be? And then I started taking all these comic books I have, and I'm reading through those. Like, there's another one I don't know if you guys ever seen. It's called The Crossed, where it's about like these people get infected with this disease and they go nuts and they become psychopaths and stuff like that. And like, so I'm taking a little bit from there and a little bit of Joker, a little bit of Evil Ernie. Even today now, like I got my little leather jacket and everything. It's very reminiscent of like Evil Ernie always had his leather jacket. So like it's a lot of like comic book inspiration. I just jumped everything up and I made me. And then as far as wrestling inspirations, I took a lot from like the mask thing. I started doing that because Mil Mascaras. I'm a huge like traditional lucha fan. So like Mil would do like the gimmick where like person snapmares him, he goes for the mask, takes the mask off, there's another mask. He takes that one off, another mask, and he does do stuff like that. So I started incorporating that into my stuff. So that's why every match I do the double mask. That's a little nod to that.
I get the comic book thing. My original nickname in wrestling was the Dweller of the Depths, which if anyone's an Aquaman fan knows that was Aquaman before just before or after the New 52. It was when Arthur Joseph Curry was Aquaman, and he was like the dweller with the half octopus face, and that's where the octopus stuff came from. And so, yeah, I get it. Trust me.
Oh yeah, comic book's great inspiration.
Yeah, 100%.
So here's a good question for you. So obviously you established the Smiley character and everything. How was it working with Ricochet?
Oh God, I loved Ricochet. Like, he was so much fun to work with, and like I like to refer to like our first match because we wrestled twice. I like to refer to.
I have this up. That's why I
Okay.
was scared.
Yeah. So that was the first time we wrestled.
Awesome.
And that one was like a super cool moment because like I call it like my aha moment. Because like Ricochet came in and he's like, all right, so what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, this is the story I have in mind. And he kind of like took a step back, like, okay. And I didn't give him like a bunch of moves that I wanted to do. I just kind of gave him a story that I wanted to tell. Because like they had already been announcing Low Key versus Ricochet. So I'm like, listen, everyone knows you're going to win. So why don't you know you're going to win? Take me lightly. And every time you take me lightly, I get up on you. And it was kind of like that moment where it's like, oh, this is kind of what I'm supposed to be doing. Not like coming up with 1,000 different moves I should be doing.
Yeah.
Which I still kind of do anyways, but I'll put a little story behind them, you know, but I'll still kind of do a bunch of different stuff.
Well, it's like I know our trainers a lot of times will say like everyone could do 100 moves. You know, there are some guys out here that can do like Ricochet and like you can do like the flippy doos and stuff, but it's telling the story between that's important.
Yeah.
So
100%, and that seems like that's being lost a lot lately. Is there's no story, it's just hey, these cool spots, let's do these cool spots, and instead of building that story around the match to keep people entertained.
It's kind of becoming gift wrestling at this point, you know.
Yeah,
it's like people are kind of like, oh, what's the viral 3-second clip I can get out of this match?
Right, exactly.
You know?
Right.
But like compared to like, you know.
What's the TikTok video I can make out of this?
Yep.
This is 2014 too, so like
that's a dope match.
Whole different era of time. Like
I think I was only a couple of years in at that point.
Right, and you think of that time frame and the stars that there are then that are just getting signed. Like you were talking about, like obviously like Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Like those guys are getting signed at that time, and like you see this generation of the way that your style of wrestling is then versus like compared to it now, like how significantly different, better, and stuff like that. It's very like eye opening.
Oh yeah, it's fun to watch nowadays. Like you see like all these guys on TV and stuff. It's like I've wrestled him.
It's funny because like I look at it sometimes. I look at some of the people that are on Raw and SmackDown, and I go, "Oh, I trained with that guy," or like that guy trained me. This guy, I trained with him. Like stuff like that. It's like, oh, it's wild.
Oh yeah.
I gotta watch this match in full. That looks
that looks fun.
I was pulling up random matches and I saw that one and I go, I remember this one.
Speaking of Ricochet,
I have one under it's on a private thing because I don't know if they want it out there, but one of my favorite matches I can send you guys. It's a 4-way dance at New Japan when they came to Manhattan. And it's me, Montequilla, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Mascarada Dorado.
Oh damn.
Ooh, damn.
It is one of my favorite matches ever. And like like goosebumps kind of like there's a moment like I think right in the entrance where I go to take the steps into the ring and I stopped and I took a step back and I went, damn. like just looked around like, damn. I'm here right now. This is crazy.
It's like, am I here? Yeah.
And that was a dope moment. And it's funny because that happened and then it's like the next week. I think it was like the next week or like something like that. I was in Boston doing the AEW show.
No shit.
I was doing the extra work for AEW.
Yeah.
And that moment was bittersweet. First, I kind of didn't tell anybody I was coming because, like, I know most of the AEW roster.
Right.
Like, I've worked with most of them, like, all that other stuff. Yeah. But, like, I didn't tell Mark Quinn or Isaiah Cassidy I was coming up. And those, like, two of my best friends. I love those guys.
Right.
So, like, I show up. I go in. They're like, all right, put your stuff down here. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I kind of, like, start wandering around a little bit. And I walk through like the little tunnel gimmick and I see like the ring. And I'm just kind of like standing like off to the side. Like it's not like the main entrance. It's just like some random walkway.
Yeah.
I'm just standing there looking into the ring. And Isaiah just turned at the right time and he looked. And he's getting a speech from William Regal. He just looks and he sees me standing there and just kind of laughs to himself and shakes his head. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then I think Stokely Hathaway walked by me. I'm like, hey, have you seen Quinn? He goes, oh, I think he's in the stands or something. So I start walking in the direction he pointed me. Quinn comes around the corner, looks at me, like jaw just drops and he runs and gives me like the biggest hug and is like, this is cool. Like, I'm here with my friends. And then like when they put up the board and they put the matches, it's me, Channing Thomas, and I forget his last name. I feel awful. I always do it. No, his first name was Kyle. I know he's a personal trainer. I feel awful. I would forget his last name.
I have it on
I'm blanking too.
Right. And then, but it's us three versus Private Party and Matt Hardy. Like I get to go wrestle my best friends now at AEW in Boston, a few miles away from Maine where I grew up.
Right.
And so it's like, it's sweet, 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 sweet. And then the bitter part comes. And I start to remember what day it is. I'm like, oh shit. Like today is the 3-year anniversary of Matt Travis's death when Matt Travis passed away.
Yep.
It was like 3 years to the day from when he passed away.
Yep. I remember
and like
community about that.
And so I'm like, that one kind of took me back. And like right before we go out, I looked at Quinn. I go, you know what today is, right? He goes, what? I go, it's 3 years since Matty passed. And I'm here with you guys. And like one of the biggest opportunities ever. It's like, this is Matty's doing, somehow he had a hand in this,
All right, I did just find something that I have to ask about. I don't know if you guys went over it while I was not here. Rock Lobster.
Lobster. Oh yeah.
I literally typed your name into Google and it popped up, and it's like Smiley, also known as Rock Lobster, and I'm like, hold on, I gotta ask.
Please tell me that's being inspired.
You know what's funny is even the locker room was so upset with Chikara for not letting me be me. Like I never understood why.
That should be the place.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and it's crazy because like I always wanted to go to Chikara. Like, I thought I would fit in perfectly. I love the product, and it was like this would be perfect. And like I went and did the tryout, and like they called me back and they're like, "All right, we want to bring you in." I'm like, "Hell yeah!" They're like, "We're gonna make you Rock Lobster." And I went, sure.
I'm sorry,
like, it's your company. I'll do whatever you want. Like, I'm not many people actually got to keep their names when they went to Chikara. Like, I understood that going into it.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the characters that came out of Chikara. Like, you know, those weren't people doing it on their own with ideas.
Oh yeah. And so it's like all right, like I'll do whatever you want me to do. And then I started having like just ridiculous fun with it. Like I because like. In the beginning, I'm like, I don't know what to do because I've been me for so long. I don't know how to be somebody else.
Right.
So like the first couple matches, it kind of took me a little bit, but I think the one that kind of like, I think it kind of clicked into me is it was like me and Kimberly were wrestling, and she had the hair ties in her hair. I go, do you have multiples? She goes, yeah. I go, all right, cool. I'm gonna try and pinch you like with my claws. Put the rubber bands on my hands. She's like, what? I go, think of it. The lobsters at the supermarket have the rubber bands on the hands. So like I put it down, I go to snatch, grab my hand, rubber band. I go, try to get it with this one, rubber band this one, and I'm running around the ring going, take him off. And like after that point, it's like, oh yeah, this is who this character is.
Yeah.
And then I just started doing like anything that sounded even close to rock or whatever, like. I was doing like sit down F5s going, Brock Lobster. I was imitating the Rock, so I would do the people's elbow. But when I was doing the leg there, I'd just start choking somebody. Like, ah!
Oh my God.
That was the other fun part too, is like I show up as Smiley, and at this time, I've tried being heel, I'm terrible at it. But like I show up and I'm trying to be, I'm like, all right, well maybe they'll make me a babyface. No, they changed my gimmick and then make me a heel. So I'm like, all right, now I really got to figure out what I'm doing because I'm a terrible heel. But, with that character, it kind of worked out. And with that crowd, like, they just eat up whatever you give them anyways.
So I just thought of the turkeys thing. So I worked on a lobster boat for the last number of years, and I've worked with lobsters. I know a few things about them. So they swim backwards. It'd have been funny as hell if you did the rock bottom but did it backwards.
Oh man!
Just it's like run backwards to the rope, bounce off, run over the guy, bounce off, then do like a backsplash instead of an elbow or something.
Oh, that would have been great.
I would have been like, what? Oh man. Oh god. I saw that and I was like, I gotta ask.
I was trying to see if I could find a match.
I found one that I was curious about. I'm sure this brings back a little bit of memories here.
Oh boy.
What can you tell me about this match?
We got our time cut down a lot because like
Really?
other people were going over on theirs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And, like,
that's a 6-minute, 50-second video, so I imagine that got cut short.
oh yeah. So like we're trying to like figure things out, but like I love wrestling with I still call him Shenron. Zenshi now, I guess it is.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, it's Ariel Von Go now or something.
Yeah,
Can never keep track.
times.
That was cool.
But love wrestling with him. But they came to us like right before this and they're like, hey, you guys mind cutting it down to like a 5 minutes? I'm like, oh, sure. So,
Do I mind? Yes. Will we do it? Sure, I guess.
there's I think it's probably coming up soon. There's a spot in here it's a little like a toss up when I post it. Some people think it's like the coolest thing ever, and other people are like, I don't understand what just happened. Where I tried to do almost like a reverse Spanish fly.
Oh.
So instead of doing the backflip to the rock bottom, I try and do the it might have already passed because I think this might be the finish.
I went right in the middle of the match just because I was curious as to, is it off the, I'm assuming out of the corner.
I think he goes to do like the crossbody thing, and then I got stuck there too.
Oh
my
no!
foot was stuck under the middle, so
oh no!
I got stuck. He kicks me, and I'm like stuck. I'm like, I can't move.
I can't. Oh man!
That reminds me of a match I had. I was working Monty Aries and Lee Miller, and Monty I went to go over the top. Oh, I went to give him a big boot, and he moved, and I kind of went over the top rope. But as I went over, my other leg caught in the rope, and the rope twisted, and I was literally stuck upside down. And Monty, bless him, just looks at me, gives me a couple quick kicks, and pulls the rope, so I fall. I was like, "Oh, thank you."
Wow.
Because I was stuck. I was like, I couldn't move.
Shit.
That's what it is. I did that in training one time. Like I went to do like the spaceman dive, and for whatever, I guess I was wearing like my street shoes, and they didn't quite have the grip. So when I went to step off the middle to dive to the outside, my foot goes through the ropes.
Ooh.
And I just kept going. So like it wrapped my ankle up in the rope.
Ooh.
And everybody else thought it was funny. And like this one kid, like Freddie Love, comes up and he's like trying to help me out. And everybody else like, oh, that's great. I'm like, you guys mind helping me here? Like, this sucks.
That's great. I'm stuck, you assholes. Can you get me out of here?
I did that by
Freddie
accident.
Love, come and help you out.
I did that by accident in the match with Eric. Like I forgot what I did, but I like stepped through I fucking twisted in between like the middle and bottom rope and got myself caught.
Oh yeah.
He's just sitting there beating the shit out of me. I'm like, wait, I can't move.
hold on, not playing. What's going on?
It's real to me, damn it.
Have you suffered any significant injuries at all in your career that were like either career threatening or just like complete accident, like completely unexpected?
There's nothing like crazy, thank God, knock on wood. Nothing like wildly severe. Ironically enough, mostly to my ankle. Like I was wrestling, who's his name? Alexander James, I think his name was. But I used to do like the little corkscrew through the middle ropes. Actually, I think I did in our match there, where like I do like almost like the twisting.
Yeah.
Over here, I don't know. But when he caught me, he kind of gave me one of these, and when he popped me up, it's at MYWC, and they got like the thick guardrails. And when he popped me, my body twisted that little extra bit, and my ankle wrapped around the guardrail. And like everything was black and blue. Luckily, like the finish was like right afterwards.
Right.
But like the finish was for me to do a 450 land on my feet. After that, and I'm like, oh, that sucks. But like,
call the fly like we ain't doing that.
Like we ain't doing that.
Yeah, right. I should have, but I would get dumb sometimes, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
And then there was another one where I did a moonsault off the top rope to the outside. And usually when I do it, I have multiple people catch me because I'm fat. So like, but the other kid that was supposed to catch me, when he did his dive, he messed up his ankle. So he wasn't there. So I'm like, oh, this one guy should be able to catch my big ass. Why not? So I do the moonsault, and when I land, because he kind of gives me one of these, he puts me down and puts all the weight on one side, and I twist my ankle. And I had a severe sprain of the ankle. But like the adrenaline was pumping so much that during the match I didn't even know.
That is the worst.
So like it's literally like sprain your ankle, two guys do something else. I think they did like a Tower Doom, and then I'm hitting like a front flip coast to coast with a sprained ankle. Yeah. And I'm hitting like the end of the match I'm doing like poison ranas to this other guy, and I'm like, and then I get to the locker room, I'm like, this is great. I cannot feel my leg.
Why does it hurt?
Oh yeah. Like, it was to the point like I got home that night, which sucked because I had to drive. So I'm trying to drive with it too, because of course it's got to be the right ankle. So it's got to be the pedal ankle.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to drive. Like I get home, I'm like, I'm just gonna sleep this one off. I'll be fine in the morning. I got up in the morning, went to stand up, and just collapsed. And like I looked at my girl, I looked at Trixie, I'm like, I need to go to the hospital. Like I never want to go to the hospital. I needed to. So like her mom gave me her cane, and I had to use a cane just to get into the ER and everything.
Oh no!
And like that one was rough.
I can very much relate to plenty of times where like something felt like it was an injury, but I'd wake up the next day and be like, okay, totally fine. And it was nothing. And then the one time where I thought it was going to be nothing, it turned out to be something. And I ended up breaking my tailbone at the end of 2017. I woke up the next morning and I actually physically could not roll out of bed. And I was like, I think I need to go to the hospital. I was like, because I could not physically move. My body would not let me. And it was just because I literally got drop kicked into a steel chair that was like just in a sitting position. I had like somehow sat into the chair and had taken the rim of the seat and had literally shattered my tailbone. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You showed me that.
I showed you that, a complete accident, and this was 35 minutes into a elimination style tag match. And we're still went for another 15 minutes, and I was in the final two. No one had been eliminated yet. This is 35 minutes into it, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a long rest of the night. Absolutely painful. And yeah, no, and then I was out for almost 5.5, 6 months because of it.
Oof.
So I can understand that. It's not a good time.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think I've worked through most of my injuries. The only one that took me out for a little bit was that sprain. And that one sucked because like I was supposed to team with Grassa for RWA at one point. Like literally, like they named the show. I think it was like Fit to Be Tied or something like that. Like in preparation of us actually coming to the show, and like I had to hit him up. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but like I can't even stand on my own foot right now. Like I can't.
My leg don't work.
Yeah, like
my leg don't work.
The other one that sucked was a sprained groin muscle. It was training with Jay Lethal. I went to do a crossbody. He ducked, and when I hit, I pulled the groin muscle.
Ooh.
So like I'm trying to like that one, like you just be walking down the street and your foot twists the right way. It's like ha ha ha. Like, oh yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So,
the terrible part with the spinal with the tailbone was you can't put a cast around your tailbone.
Yeah.
So it had to been given a therapy pillow, and I worked at a sit-down job at this point. So I was sitting for 8 to 10 hours a day. I had this therapy pillow. Let me tell you, that therapy pillow did nothing. And I was in the most pain that I ever could be. And every time I got up out of that chair, even to this day, I get up out of this chair and I'll feel pain in my tailbone just because that pain stays with me. It's just not as excruciating as to when it was broken. But oh god, no, you're bringing it up. This is it.
This spot right here.
Yep, this is right here, this spot, and I have broken my tailbone right
Oh,
there at the spot. It looked subtle. It doesn't look like anything really had happened, but the chair literally had broken over my tailbone, and I had shattered it completely. And I still continued on to this point. And at one point, I got rolled out onto the floor. I hit the floor like a sack of potatoes because I just cannot feel anything at this point. And all I hear at this point was just take this. And I'm in so much incredible amount of pain, and I don't know what's going on or what to do because I was in so much pain. And I just
oh God.
it was not a good time. This is December of 2017, and I was out until like April, May of 2018 next year.
Oh,
Just from that, and I'm like, if I would have tried to fight through that injury, I probably would have suffered something a lot worse that I probably would have never came back.
Oh
to,
yeah.
to be honest.
that kind of brings up the one of our questions that we like to ask our people that we guests coming on the show. What is the worst bump you've ever taken and the worst bump you've ever seen?
Woof. I mean, there's been so many. Oh,
600 matches. Yeah, I can see that.
I haven't really taking them. I haven't really taken too many that were like that sucked. Because like in most cases, like I'm pretty good at like controlling my own situation. So like I don't have to rely on somebody else to put me down. Like I know how to contort myself, I guess, to like I'm gonna bump the way I want to bump. You know what I mean? So like I haven't had too many. Like there's been a couple where I'll do like a dive to the outside and the people outside decide that they want to part like the Red Sea all of a sudden and just ass to grass kind of situation.
Oh.
Those are never fun.
That'd probably be me if I did that. Everyone would be like, fuck, I'm not catching.
I've done 2 dives off of the apron in my life, and I will never do it again because both times I've like almost borderline fucked my shit up, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta stop doing it.
Oh.
As a 6'2", like 340-pound person is like, no, this is not right now. I need to stop.
I've seen actually maybe this might be the worst one I saw. We were doing a battle royal in I think it was Massachusetts, and the outside of the ring had like this blue canvas on it. So apparently Mark Quinn thought it was like padding.
Oh no.
So he does a spot where he jumps up on the top rope, and a guy comes behind him and pushes him off of the top rope so he could jump to the outside and eliminate himself. He jumped, and I guess he decided he wanted to flip, thinking it's mats, and he hit, and you just hear
Oh.
oh, like I remember turning around looking, and I just see,
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
How did he survive that?
He was limping. Of course, we always go to the diner after. He's sitting there going, like limping like a 90-year-old man. And I'm like, oh god.
Oh my god!
And actually, if I remember correctly, because I do get dropped on my head a lot. If I remember correctly, that same match we had another kid. His name's Nicky Heat. I love Nicky to death. Nicky, his left hand doesn't work, and his tongue doesn't function, so he can't speak. So his left hand is gimped and he can't speak. So kind of like cerebral palsy, but not really, I guess, because I think that affects the other side. But we're doing the match, and somehow somebody goes to eliminate him, and his bad hand gets wrapped up in the rope with his foot. So he's hanging upside down, and somebody's like beating me up in the corner. I'm trying to get away from him so I can go help him. And you can just see him stuck there. He's like, like he's moaning because he can't talk.
Oh no!
And I'm there going, oh no, oh Nicky,
I'm not
no!
laughing at the situation. It's just,
Oh no!
Oh. And then, God, I gotta find this battle royal because it's so eventful.
I want to find it too.
Oh my god! And then that same rumble, me and Nicky were fighting or whatever, and he throws me over the top rope. So I reach over and I grab him like I'm gonna give him like a suplex to the outside. and I pick him up with the intention I'm going to put him down. I pick him up, and somehow we maneuver to the point where I brainbuster him onto the apron, and he falls out. And I went, "I'm sorry,
sir."
And like as I stand up, I'm like, "Oh, I guess I'll go back in the ring." He no sells it, jumps up, grabs me, and yanks me off the apron. So I land, I look at him, and we just start like hitting each other all the way to the back. Not a at all story involved in this, like nothing. It's just we just start grabbing each other, just started hitting each other for no reason. He knows all the brainbuster on the apron and everything.
In relation to that, there's one thing I remember. This was like a couple years ago. I was doing a battle royal. Big Cat and Dylan Nix will know this is for Larry Huntley when he does the Scouting Fair.
Oh yeah.
Every year the first night they always end up doing like a battle royal, and one year I was supposed to be in the final two. So at one point there had only been like 2 or 3 eliminations, and I get tossed over out onto the apron, and somehow I had lost my footing, and I had fallen off completely off the apron, but my feet were like on the apron, but the rest of my body, because it was a low boy, was just hanging out on the grass. But it was so dark because the sun had already cast it away because we're outside, and there was no like spotlight like out in the ring. We were just like, hey, we got to finish this up before it gets completely pitch black dark out here. No one really noticed that I had been eliminated. And so like I have a referee telling me, hey, you're eliminated, and I see no reaction from the crowd. So I'm just like, no, I'm not. And I roll myself back into the ring because nobody had seen me get eliminated because it was so dark out. And I had completely botched and just slipped off the apron because it was like wet. I don't know what was wet, either the ropes or what, but like I had been hanging off of it from my feet and was just like, nah, this still counts. And rolled myself back in.
That reminds me of Lee Miller in Vacation Land, where we did that. There was the Battle Royal, and he went to eliminated me, and accidentally eliminated himself. The refs weren't paying attention.
Oh.
He just looks around and goes, okay, and then slides himself back in and like, I'm just going to continue like nothing ever happened.
If the ref doesn't notice it, why would you not climb back into the ring? It's just, why wouldn't you?
The fans are like, he's been eliminated. He's like, no, I wasn't. I don't know what you're talking about.
We did one time, and somebody throws me over the top, and they hit me, so I would fall. I kind of fell on my butt, and then they kicked me, so I could and I wrapped my legs around the bottom rope, so I'm hanging upside down, being all dramatic, like, oh no, I'm falling. As I'm hanging upside down, all I can see is Mark Quinn upside down himself, slowly going like this, close to me. I'm like, what are you doing here? And he starts to slip, and I grab him, and somebody got this picture. I gotta find it on my phone or something. It's me and Mark Quinn holding each other, hanging upside down from the bottom rope. That's like fantastic. Trying not to eliminate each other. And we're just literally like holding each other, like hugging onto each other. Now, have you guys ever done a shoot battle royal? Where like, because I've done this on a couple of fair shows, where the promoter will literally go, listen, I got $300. It's a shoot. Whoever wins it, wins it. And then they let a bunch of wrestlers in the ring to shoot, try and win $300.
Alexander Lee would kill us all.
Love to convince somebody to do that.
It's the funnest thing ever. And
Alexander Lee would like literally beat the piss out of everyone.
I was gonna say there'll be so many fucking potatoes thrown in that fucking.
So many potatoes.
Yes.
Finally, about the potato incident from MEW, please.
Oh, talk about that. You want that where?
Yeah. So how did it start?
Lee Miller in his match got hurt from Jason Maverick. He did a spot where he fucked up his back, and he's out. I think he's out like second in this fucking Rumble, and he's just taking bumps and shit like that. He's trying everything he can not to hurt his back. But people keep on like hitting. Of course, he doesn't tell anybody like, "Don't hit me in the fucking back." So everybody's just fucking like doing clubs and shit to him. Eventually, he just gets pissed.
He got pissed
and just starts throwing potatoes everywhere. And
I had been sitting in the crowd the entire night because I was a fill-in spot where I jumped in from the crowd and jumped into the Royal Rumble. So I didn't know what was going on in the locker room or what had happened between the matches or anything. I was just playing my character while being out in the crowd with everyone else. I had no idea what was going on. I go in there. And once I started throwing some offense in, next thing I know, I see Dylan Nix. He's like got a little blood on him. And then I see Big Cat and somebody else is bloodied. And I go, where is everybody getting bloodied? I walk over to Lee Miller. I go to hit him. All of a sudden, right in the face. And I go, oh, now I'm bleeding. What? And I'm the one that's bleeding the most. And I go, what is happening? And all you see is Lee Miller just fighting for his life, like trying to do everything that he can to not get hit in the back because he had already been hurt.
So we do have normal questions we actually ask for interviews if Levi Spade was here. But one of the ones there's two questions he asked that I like. One is, what is the worst bump you've ever seen?
We were asked that one.
We already asked that.
Already asked that one? I missed that one?
Yeah,
Dang it.
we missed it.
Do we ask favorite title belt yet?
No, we have not asked favorite title belt.
Favorite title belt.
Like in all of wrestling, or that I've held?
All wrestling.
Everywhere. Yeah.
All time.
All time. Could be in the indies, could be on the main main shows, anything like that.
All time.
Please excuse me for one moment.
You're not excused. You can't leave. Get your fucking ass back here.
I mean, the first ones that come to mind, ECW, the heavyweight title. I've always loved that belt because, like, I was a huge ECW mark. Like, I used to have to sneak over to my grandmother's house because she lived next door to us. I used to have to sneak over to watch it because my mom wouldn't let me watch it at home. But, like, I always loved that belt. I think I have a replica one somewhere in my storage unit too. It's signed by it's signed by like Matt Stryker and Edge.
Weird.
And I think Rhino. It's like so weirdly signed. But
I have I do have a replica. It's actually in my back room. When I lived in my old place, I had like 8 title belts just hanging on the wall. It looked really cool.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that one. I love that one. That and like I love the IWGP title. Like the original one though. Like
okay.
The remake one's cool, but it's like that's not what I grew up on, you know?
So my problem with the IWGP title, I love version 4, the one that Okada and Omega and everyone held. I love that belt. The version 5 looks like something All Might would wear.
This one?
Yeah. I hate that belt.
That one just reminds me of Cody Rhodes' tattoo.
A little, yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Did you ever hear the story about Cody talking about that tattoo?
Yeah, we that was one of the things that I was gonna play, but it was at that time it was midnight. I'm like, okay, we got to get this shit going. Like,
and I think we're all like, let's go.
We're all tired.
I actually kind of embarrassed myself to Cody Rhodes once.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Story time.
It was kind of like, I guess, like a mind lapse kind of situation because like he came to Hog and he was doing some stuff with Hog for a little while.
Yep.
And like at one point I told him, I'm like, oh, like, you know, growing up, like, because he mentioned something on the podcast, like he loves hearing stories about, you know, people's relationships to Dusty. So I was telling him, I'm like, to this day, like, I can't watch tag team wrestling without thinking somebody's going to turn on somebody else. I go, because I remember watching when I was younger, it was Dustin Rhodes and Dusty Rhodes versus Ric Flair. And I can't remember who the other person was. It might have been like Tully or something. And I just remember Dustin finally gets the hot tag. And I said, and Dusty comes in, he like makes it look like he's gonna have a house fire, and he punches Dustin. And Cody's like, I don't think that's right. I went, yeah, I remember, like clear as day. He goes, that wasn't Dustin. That wasn't Dusty. Like that was, and I went, are you sure? And I'm debating with this man that it was his dad doing this. I'm literally like, I swear to God, it was him. I went back. It was Arn Anderson and Dustin Rhodes. Arn Anderson comes in, and I love it because he comes in, he goes.
Totally easy misconception.
Oh yeah. Right. So
how would you know anything about your dad, man? Come on, like,
right?
Yeah,
I knew more than you do. And I remember like like I walked away and I went, it must have been Dusty. And I found the clip like literally like I was on my phone like after that and I went, oh God, I'm so embarrassed. Like, oh God.
Actually,
It kind of feels like me when I was trying to bring up the Jarvis thing with. I was like, oh man, I feel bad that it's not the right person.
Oh God, everybody always did that with me and Jervis. Which I always just thought was funny because Jervis hated me.
Ah, it's terrible.
He's supposed to be the nicest human being alive. Is his whole gimmick, and he hated me.
Yeah. That does bring up a fun question. Speaking of like big names, is there anyone you've ever met like as a big name and you were just like starstruck and you couldn't like talk to them?
Muda, maybe.
Oh my God, I would.
Wow.
Yeah, I was definitely in awe of Muda when I first met him. Minoru Suzuki was another one. That one was mad cool because like we were doing the New Japan show, so it's like me and Montekiyo standing side by side. We're just kind of hanging out, like not trying to be in the way or anything. Like so, we're just standing there hanging out, and Minoru walks by and he looks at me and Monte and he goes, He looks up now, shakes his head in approval, and starts to walk away. And Monte goes, should we go ask him for a photo? Would you fucking we should go ask him for a photo? So we chase him down and we go, maybe photo? He goes, later. Match now. Okay. So he goes, calls his match, whatever. And me and Monte are just sitting there like chilling again. And he comes over and he goes, photo now. We're like, oh, okay, cool. So we're ready to pose right there. He goes, no. Banner. We're like, what? And he walks us in front of like the New Japan banner. And he poses with us there. Yo, that photo, I got the cheesiest girl. Like the other two are like trying to look like badasses. I'm like, yeah.
No,
like,
no, I don't know.
That's awesome.
I'd have marked out for that, man. Definitely.
As Bob Evans always says, take a damn picture.
Yeah, man. Like I'm trying to do it more with like everybody. Like, because there's it's like Matt Travis, man. Like I love Matt Travis to death. I have no photos with him. Yeah. Like maybe a group photo here or there, but we don't have any photos. We don't have any clips together. Like
so many people post photos of him with them, and I was just like, man, I wish I met.
Yeah,
them.
I always feel like I'm bothering them. Like when like because we had like Mr. Anderson, and I was like, oh, I really want a fucking picture with him. I'm like, I don't want to fucking bother him and shit like that. Like when big wrestlers come in, we're gonna have Matt Cardona is coming.
Yeah, we got Matt Cardona.
It's Sunday, and it's just like, oh, it's like I don't want to be a bother and be like, hey, can you do this for me?
Oh my God, I just saw something. I have the white IC title in the back room.
Hey.
I think I'm gonna have to sign it.
Yes, you should.
There you go.
Yes, you should.
It's funny too though, because like I was like that same way where like I didn't want to bother anybody and stuff like that. But like I kind of started to learn like after a while, like I'm just gonna get the photo, and then like I start realizing like they kind of appreciate it because like that's what they're here for, you know. Like it's nice, it's cool to know that like we're making an impact on the fans, but to know like we're making an impact on the boys too. It's like, oh, like these guys are here for us in kind of situations. They were talking about how you poison misted them. She was looking over like she's snooping on me.
So my first or second Limitless show, I can't remember which one it was, but Tommy Dreamer was there.
Yeah,
and all the other boys were I could easily like all the like I don't want to say local guys, but more the Limitless guys. I easily could walk up and like, hi, I'm Andy. How you doing? Just my shoot name, by the way. Whatever. And, easily walk up, say hi to everyone. I had no problem with that. Tommy Dreamer walks in and sits down, and it's Tommy freaking Dreamer. I grew up watching him on ECW. This is the innovator of violence, I'm sitting there like my eyes are this big. Alexander Lee walks over me and nudges me. He's like, go say fucking hi. And I was like, I can't. I was so nervous. Finally, I walked over. I was like, hi, Tommy. Pleased to meet you. He's like, hey, man, how you doing? I was like,
I will never wash his hand ever again.
That was me with Nick Gage. First time I ever met Nick Gage. And I was just like, and it was funny enough is I was competing on a show when I had first met him in person. So like I had been wrestling and he had been watching, but I didn't know that he was watching. So then after the match was over and I see him and he's just hanging out there, I'm just like away from him at an angle, and I was like, oh, should I go say hi to him or talk to him or something? And I got all the other boys being like, yeah, you got to go talk to him, because like that's just the only dude I ever talked about like throughout the beginning of my career. And then I didn't realize he had been watching my match. I just walked up to him. I was like, hey, Nick, my shoot name's Nick. So I'm like, haha, like, and I was just like such a buffoon about it. I was just like a blithering idiot. And he just looks at me and he's just like, that was a good fucking match. I was like, okay, full like 1,000% horsepower going into that conversation. So
funny Nick Gage story. So I went to New Jersey with MSP and Drifter and Maverick, and we walk into the venue, and MSP's on, I think, third or fourth, something like that. And I don't remember if I worked that show now. Anyway, so we walk in, and we all look to the left, and all of a sudden, sitting at the table, just chilling out, there's Nick Gage.
Always chilling.
Nope. Yeah, he loves just showing up to show.
Ah! So
I love Nick Gage. Like he's one of the guys. Like the first time I met him, I'm like, he just got out of jail too.
Yeah.
Like it was like his first show out of jail and everything. And I'm like walking up to him like, hey man, like how you doing? Like my name is so and so, and like he's like, hey, how you doing? And like nicest guy ever. I'm like, all right, cool. And that was like, I've seen him so many times. He's like, Smiles, what's going on, man?
I'm like, yeah, that first show that I ever met him, and he was just like full at 1,000. That same night, we had ended up sitting in the parking lot for like 2.5, almost 3 hours, just talking shit. This was before he did Dark Side of the Ring, so he had literally talked about like just all his whole life in general, the same way that it had been done on Dark Side. So when I watched the Dark Side like episode, I was like, holy shit, I actually had lived this entire story like 3 years before it actually happened. I'm like, that's wild.
So actually, that does bring up the fun question: is there one person, like, if you met now, you'd like, you've been doing this for a hot minute, like any of the name you'd walk up to and you wouldn't be able to talk to him at this point?
Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anybody like. There's anyone I wouldn't be able to talk to, because I'm usually pretty sociable, and like I kind of enjoy, like I enjoy those interactions. Like I might be awkward towards them because like I don't know what to say or do. Like that's for sure, because like I definitely can be a very awkward individual, especially the first time I meet somebody. And like you got like I got a weird sense of humor and stuff like that, so I'm like always nervous. Like I'm gonna weird this guy out because I'm a weird fucking dude. But like,
do you feel more nervous talking to somebody that you were just meeting versus talking to somebody that you actually, that's a big name that you actually have competed in the ring with, like with them already having the notoriety that or notability that they have all at that point? Was it easier to talk to them competing with them, or was it easier, harder to talk to somebody that you're just meeting like at a show, like in general?
I don't know. I think it's kind of, I feel like maybe they're both kind of like equal, I guess. Like, because like it's one of the things. It's like I always keep that mentality. Like they're a human being too. They've just seen cooler stuff than I have.
Right.
You know, like it's like that's kind of my mentality. It's like Tommy Dreamer like was one of my all-time favorites for like I grew up being a huge Tommy Dreamer fan. So like, you know, I originally met him like doing, like I said, like the show that the FWE show that I went to. And like I guess like I was a little nervous then, but it wasn't like hard to talk. But he kind of broke the ice on that one too, because like when I met him that first time, like I was standing there, like literally just standing, chilling, waiting, and he had like other people with him, like he's talking to like some other people that he knew or whatever. And then Original Gata was sitting next to him, and like I knew her from like kind of like the more like indie wrestling, the indie movie scene, because she's like more of a like an indie star, like on some of the like Trauma films and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like, but like he kind of like stopped talking to who he's talking to. He looks at me, he goes, "I know you from somewhere," and I'm like, "Me?
You do?
Me?
Like, yeah, I know you from somewhere." And I'm like, a couple of years ago, you gave me a T-shirt at a wrestling at a WWE event in like Portland, Maine. He goes, "I remember that. Why do I remember that? You had a sign." And I went, "Yeah, it was like a random house show, and I brought signs." And he's like, I remember that. He goes, I forget everything. He goes, so it's amazing that I remember that. So like that kind of broke the ice, and I just kind of like chit chatted with him for a while, and then I went along my way, and I signed up for the school like literally that same Tuesday, and I think it was like 6 months later, maybe. I'm doing like a show, and they brought in Tommy because somebody called out, somebody bailed on the show, and Tommy shows up. And like he's coming through, he's saying his hi, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, look at you! You became a wrestler. Good for you. And I'm like, you still remember me?
Oh God, Lee Miller's got horrible ideas up here. Hold on.
Smiley fans bring the weapon. Okay, now hang on a minute.
So we know JP's up for it, but I mean,
I love working with smaller dudes just because like there's so much opportunity to do so many things with as a significantly bigger person versus a smaller person. There's so many different things that I can do with somebody that's such a smaller person versus I can make somebody look just as good no matter what their size is. So like, and especially when you bring in like the hardcore aspect of it, it just becomes so much fun all around, like the whole time.
All right. It's funny too because like I said, I haven't had a lot of like the deathmatch experience. Like I said, I did the one with even the Necro Butcher one. That was really all we used was chairs in that one.
Right.
The worst one I did was the Madman Pondo one, and that one we didn't really like. I didn't know like I wanted them to take lead because I'd never done it before.
Right.
So like I remember like sitting there at one point, and like Aiden Rain's like one of my best friends. Like I'm the godfather to his son and everything else. So it's like we know each other, we're comfortable with each other. So we're calling like all these different ideas, like, oh yeah, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? And then like Pondo just looks at us and goes, hey boys, all sounds great. They ain't gonna give a damn about any of it. We're like, huh? He goes, they don't want to see you doing spots. They're gonna see wrestling all night. They just want to see you go out there and beat each other up with stuff. I'm like, right. Fair enough, let's do it.
Okay.
But like I had so many fun ideas for like hardcore wrestling and stuff like that. Like I did one actually, I put up a clip, you might get a kick out of it, where like Tyler Arrow, I think his name was. He's a wrestler from Canada. And like I kind of like back rolled him to the point where like his feet were in the bottom rope. And I put his arms around the top rope. So he's kind of like dangling there. And I set a chair up in front of him. He just kind of looks at me like, the hell's about to happen? And I ran and I hit the ropes and I grabbed the rope, and as I like did the rebound, I held the ropes and pulled it, and you just see this human beings get slingshotted from the rope and just go whop, right to the chair.
Oh no.
So like I love innovating wrestling like moves and stuff, but when you get to throw toys in there and stuff, I'm like, ooh, what can I do?
Let's book it. He literally just described us playing the scene. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's.
I'm trying to find it.
Sorry, I was just yelling at my cat. She was. We look over and I have a shelf over here with Legos on it, and she normally doesn't get up there. And all of a sudden, I look over and she's just walking across it. And I'm just like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Ballsy cat.
Yeah,
my cat's.
But yes, Lee Miller is correct. That whole thing sounded like us calling the street fight in Fairfield.
We had a very interesting six-man street fight.
We're like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and JP just looks at us like, we're just hitting each other with shit. And I'm like,
we're just gonna hit each other with shit.
Yeah, it works.
Do a couple spots in the ring, and that's it. And it turned into way more than that.
It turned into 24. It turned into 24 minutes of way more than that.
Way more than it should have been.
I can hear Alexander Lee in commentary, almost having a stroke because he's trying to call it all.
And he was about 6 beers deep, and by the time we got to the main event, it was just absolute blubbering buffoon, like out of that whole match.
Oh, him and Doc Ozone were just, oh my god,
it was insane. Big Cat's looking really hard for something.
I was trying to find that video that he was just talking about.
But no, it's crazy. So I don't know. No, the only thing I've ever done hardcore personally is, I mean, the street fight. I guess that's kind of hardcore. But my first time ever really doing anything in the ring, I wasn't even fully trained at this point. I was a manager for Alexander Lee at a show, and it was a Lego death match with horror. And
God, I remember that shit.
so at the end of the show, at the end of the match, Alexander Lee wins. I am celebrating on the ropes with him, like, yay! And Lee rolls out. I don't notice horror behind me. He grabs me, pulls me off the second rope, grabs me, choke slams me onto Legos. First thing I've ever done in a ring in front of a crowd is get choke slammed onto Legos. Worst part is I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna let the faces have their moment, so I roll out. As I roll out, Cousin Larry grabs me, throws me back in, and goes, "Take another one." I get choke slammed again, and he's like, "Sit there and sell." And I was like, "I'm not selling it. This actually really hurts."
That's a good first time, to be honest.
Yeah.
I would have been jealous if that was at my point. It'd be a first time. Like,
Oh my god!
2 years before I started doing the death match.
Oh,
Next thing I know, my first death match is literally at IWA Mid South, and I'm like, "What am I doing here? Why am I doing these things? Why is there glass everywhere all over the mat? Why am I doing this?"
I love when the rookies, like, so we were training tonight, and the kids, ask questions like, "Oh, what was your first thing?" Blah, blah, blah. I was like, "Yeah, Legos." And everyone's like, "That was your first thing?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, people ask me. It's
Legos.
light tubes plugged into light fixtures while wrestling for Ian Rotten. I was like, "Yeah, good time."
Lord. So
I remember the first time I was ever in like a wrestling ring situation. Actually, now that I think about it, it was the second time, but it's a better story. So we did. There was two big cats for a second there. That was crazy.
My shit just crashed.
I thought it was that.
Sorry about that. My shit just crashed for like it's just.
You got multiple personalities too? What's going on?
I was like, did the Matrix just break for a moment? Cat, you lost all the clips at the bottom too.
I know it's fine. Well, I'll get it when we get it.
What's time?
But continue your story. Sorry about that.
So,
Yeah.
I got ADD.
Yeah.
So like the first thing we ever did, I remember like Hog was doing like a little student show thing. I show up and Red looks at me, goes, "Are you in this?" And I went, "I wasn't planning on it. I just came to help with setup and breakdown." He goes, "Oh, well, get ready. You're in the battle royal." I said, "Oh, okay." So like Mark Quinn is a very tiny man compared to me. Yeah. Somehow, like I didn't have anything to wear. He throws me a pair of swim trunks, and I put those on, and I'm gonna wrestle in Mark Quinn's swim trunks.
Oh, okay.
But before the battle royal happens, Pinky Sanchez and Danny DeMonto go out and they do like a little pull apart gimmick.
Danny's my boy.
So like we do the spot. It's like, all right, baby faces grab Pinky, heels grab Danny. Like, all right, cool. So we go out there and we do the pull apart, and I grab Pinky and I start pulling Pinky back, and somebody tripped. And the whole pile of us fall into the turnbuckle. Oh, and I remember, like, I'm down, and all I can hear is Pinky going, "Get up, get up, get up. Let me up, let me up, let me up, let me up." And I'm like, why is he freaking out so much? And I look up, and I can see this look in Danny DeMonto's eyes that I have not seen from another human being before, of, like, this pure joy that he's about to experience. And he like, with, like, Andre the Giant style, just woof, moves everybody and sprints as fast as he can. And this is big Danny before he lost all the weight. So it's like 400-pound Danny.
Chubby Danny, yeah.
Oh, and then all I see is him jump and flip through the air into a pile of human bodies. And all I can hear is Pinky under us laughing.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, dear God. And then all of a sudden that happens. They powder out and then leave the rest of us to do a battle royal. Like, all right, and now everyone's gonna do a battle royal, and we're like, "What?"
Okay.
It's like,
oh my guys.
And now this
I've
thing.
just been murdered by Danny DeMonto at peak chubby status. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, he is discovered. He found some. Oh man.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's a slingshot.
Yeah, the slingshot.
Oh.
I don't know why this is so tiny, but I apologize.
Tiny.
But
old videos, you know.
It's we.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Oh. Oh, I know.
This is the culprit, by the way, for the Lego shelf.
Oh, well, We've had you for quite a while. You probably got some things to do, and we got to show the finish. It's almost been 2 hours. So why don't you
We still have a
plug?
whole show to do. Still,
Yeah, we
damn
still
it.
got a whole show to do. We
damn
haven't done yet. This always happens with a guest when we are enjoying our shit.
We just have fun.
We're
Yeah.
just having fun shooting the shit. Plug your shit. Plug your dates and where we can find you.
Sure. Coming up, I got Pro Wrestling Magic on the 18th in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. Entering the Chad Memorial Battle Royal, which is one of the only few things I haven't done in Pro Wrestling Magic. I like to say I'm the only Grand Slam champion because I'm the only person in the company that's ever won 4 titles: heavyweight, tag team, trios, and dark arts. Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Was that
Can you hear Trixie in the background?
That was great.
Right.
Cheering you on.
Then the 25th, I'm in Lancaster, Pennsylvania for 3 Legacies Wrestling, which is Ricardo Rodriguez's promotion. That's going to be a super fun one. Those shows are crazy. Ricardo puts on a hell of a show. February 1st, back in Ridgefield Park, but is for NAW, which is usually a Massachusetts show. Richard Blake, I think, runs those ones. I think that's.
I haven't heard of that one, but
No idea.
Yeah, usually they run out of Massachusetts. I did one of their shows a little while back. Got a story I can tell you about that one later. But yeah, that I'm doing a 3-on-3. Again, it's me and Elijah Eden, which is one of my tag team partners from a little group I have called Project Mayhem, and we're facing the Rapture. So that's gonna that should be chaotic. Which
who's the Rapture?
The members have changed a little bit.
All right.
Last I knew it was crap. I can't remember his name now. I think it's Adonis something.
Okay, I
from
was thinking
CEW.
because there's a group Kat, Levi, and I faced, and they're biblical gospel guys. What are they called, Kat? And it was Dan DeMann, Brother Greatness, and
I know who you're talking about.
Mission.
That's it.
I had a guy to look up. I gotta get up and look at it.
I just saw the video that Levi posted of Brother Greatness just getting kicked by Cruel, and I was like, oh no. It's absolutely terrifying.
Sorry. I had doubts. Continue, man.
Love Greatness.
Damn.
Those are the next few ones I got off the top of my head. Mainstays at pretty much 3 Legacies and Pro Wrestling Magic. So I'm at all their shows.
So we're talking about trying to get you up to Maine. Since you're from Portland, you should try to come to a Gino show.
Oh, that
Gino's?
dope.
Yeah, Gino's
Fucking
Rock
love
Club.
you at Gino's.
Ooh, they
Oh
would
my
love you.
gosh.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
Runs it.
Imagine 200 drunk hipsters jammed into a tiny rock club, screaming their brains out.
No filters, no anything
Yeah.
you can do, like the best.
This guy was grabbing dicks last show.
Okay,
That happened.
backstory. So I developed some sort of gimmick just at Gino shows, where at one point I was wrestling in a tag team match, and I had heard somebody in the crowd, it was just one person, do the whole grab his dick and twist it thing from like UFC or whatever it was, that viral video. So me and my tag team partner at the time, he looked at me and he goes, yo, grab his dick. And this is to Lee Miller, one of our boys. And so I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, grab his dick. And we both grabbed his dick at the same time. We sent him off the ropes and did a double team move. And they popped. That's all we did of it. So then the next show, I come in and I start hearing little rumbles from the crowd of them just chanting, twist his dick, twist his dick. And I was like, okay, there's something here for this. Like, maybe this could build onto it. So I tease it, and it never happens at show. So they get pissed. Now, the next show, all of a sudden I'm building the entire match and story around it. So like, I got the shine going in. So at the end of the shine, I'm like, I put up the hand. They already knew the hand gesture because I've been doing hand gestures through my entrance and all night throughout the night. And I would tease it, get cut off, get hit with the heat, all the stuff, all the wrestling and everything, and eventually get to the end of the match, eventually get the dick twist. The moment I first ever did it, where it was built up to the crowd, I have never had such a reaction from a crowd ever in my career, but it was ear deafening. Just like grabbing a man's balls and just looking at the crowd and just doing it like dick twist, just doing 1, 2, and then 3. They would do a hip toss out of the dick twist, and then I would proceed to give them a pile driver. And I've done that for every single show all through the entirety of 2024. This is from the last one. I did the double dick twist. You probably can't even hear the audio, but it is absolute ear deafening.
Yeah.
There's one of the videos. There's actually of me actually doing hitting the finish after the fucking not finishing them off, but I mean,
Hey, that kind of show, huh?
But hitting
It's crazy. It is crazy. It's a fun show.
This crowd, they pop for the most simplest
shit.
things. You can do a shoulder tackle and take a bump, and the entire crowd loses their mind.
I did a butterfly suplex, and the crowd was like, "Holy crap!" Suplex, and I was like,
"Yeah, I definitely gotta get out there for those."
No bumps, and they would lose their mind. But then if you're doing flippy shit, they're literally just
gonna explode.
They're gonna explode.
Definitely reach out to Cousin Larry.
Is he the one running it?
Yeah, Cousin Larry does Chinos. Yeah,
I used to watch him on like NWA shows. Like we used to go to the NWA on Fire shows.
Had him on it. It was like Big Time Wrestling or something.
Oh shit!
I always used to joke around that like every match needs a good dick spot in it.
There's one because every other venue show I do is more family friendly, and I'm like, I don't want a kid to go home and like go up to their dad and be like, grab his dick and twist it. I'm like, no, I don't want the kids to remember me as that.
Oh my god.
Jamie did it, so if everyone else does.
Oh, everybody's drunk and shit. Hit him up. Yeah, definitely hit him up.
Yeah, there's one match I put it's like a count video I put online. We did this one match. I think it had like 25 dick spots in it. Yeah, it's like a 7-man scramble or something like that. And like right in the beginning of the match, I do something like I hit a guy in the corner. Somebody charges me, I move, I hit him. Somebody charges me, I move, I hit him. So there's like 5 people in the corner, and the last guy just booed him so he falls straight back. And like as I step out, the first guy face like flare bump, headbutt to the dick. I look and I went, ooh. So I start throwing people down into this man's junk. And then the same guy later on tries to go for like a moonsault. So I swat him and crotch him, hang him in the tree of woe, and I climb up on the middle and I go, 10 punches? Oh, somebody throws me down and I grab him and I go, 10 headbutts. And just like ramming this man's head into this other man's balls.
See, if you did that at Geno's, they'd
pop.
They would be screaming numbers like.
Oh,
they'd be screaming.
Yeah, I gotta get out there now.
Yeah, definitely.
I was always wondering like what other good like companies were out in Maine. Like the only one I really knew was Limitless because the most well promoted, and then MSP throws a show too, don't they?
It would be the other show would be Let's Wrestle for Limitless.
Let's is kind of
Let's, that's the one.
Limitless is the big one, of course. There's 2 other pretty good sized companies. There's MEW and MPW. I know. If you go way up in northern Maine, there's Crown. There's of course Larry with NAWA. So there's a few shows floating around.
Yeah, probably about 3 or 4 outside of Limitless.
And and of course you get the random like Hey, we got some money. Let's throw a show.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Yep.
you get tax season pro wrestling.
I was about to say tax season pro
I was,
wrestling. Yeah,
I was
so-
being nice. I was
I'm not
being
gonna
nice.
call
I
anyone
was
out,
being
but
nice.
I'll just leave it at that.
I was being nice. Hey,
Yeah.
as long as they pay me when I show up.
Right.
Yeah, as long as
Exactly.
they pay, that's fine. But like, they only show up for one show. They think they're gonna run another show, and then they realize, fuck, we didn't make any money, so we're gonna wait till next year.
All right.
I mean,
Yeah,
I made
exactly.
$15.
Exactly.
I ain't
Here's
calling
your-
out any names.
Here's your pay, all in fives. I'm like, well, at least I got my pay.
Exactly.
I've been to many a shows where it's you just walk in and go, it's a one and done over here.
It's
Yeah.
a one and
yeah,
done, right?
yeah, yeah. You
Supernova.
can tell. You're like, you smell it. What sucks is
Smell
that's
it
the
in the
show
air.
that's the show I gave Pete Corvus a belly-to-belly suplex over the top rope.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's that show.
The ones where I try all sorts of dumb stuff that's never gonna work.
Yeah, it's usually what I use those shows for. I'm like, what can I do here? It's kind of dumb.
It's kind of dumb. And
Yeah.
something I don't usually do.
I've had people bullshit me and try to tell me that they'll give me my dream match, and I'm just like, and this is from tax season pro wrestling shows. I'm like, you ain't gonna give me my dream match that I want, like just because you have all the money in the world, like for one show. No, you're gonna. I'm like, I ain't gonna believe that. And then
JP versus Nick Cage.
no,
So
no, I'm all
technically,
set.
technically, my shortest match ever was against Nick Cage.
Oh,
I was fake Joe Gacy, and it's all of like 8 seconds long.
oh wow.
So like Joe gave me like his vest and like one of those masks, like the glowing mask he had, and like Nick Cage comes out and he's doing his entrance, and I run in from the crowd and I glom him from behind. They ring the bell. I hit the ropes. He guts me, pile driver, choke breaker.
Choke,
1,
yeah.
2, 3. And it's like all of like 7 seconds, something like that. And then they ring the bell again. I went, I'm counting that as one of my matches. It's going on my damn list. God damn it.
They count it.
I'm counting it.
It's like I've always joked, like if we bring in legends, like say we brought in like the Dudleys, right? I don't care if I just ate a 3D. I would cut that as a match against the Dudleys.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Me and Big Cat used to do a parody ripoff of the Dudleys. We did it for 1 or 2
The
shows.
Manicats.
The Manicats. Yeah. Cat Scratch Dudley and JPO Dudley. It was great.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen the Subway Mania guys?
No.
No.
So it's like this thing out in New York. They call themselves Subway Mania. And it's basically just a bunch of dudes that dress up like WWE wrestlers. And they show up on the subway car.
On the
It's not
subway.
like pre-planned. Like
I see on
people are
TikTok.
like literally like trying to get to work. And they just start showing up in wrestling outfits and having a match on the subway.
619s off the poles and shit.
And like somebody will walk in with a door, and like 2 of the guys I know dress up as the Dudleys and just put a fucking door out in the subway car and start 3Ding people through the doors on the
It's like on their way to a 6-figure job, and they're like, "What in the actual fuck is happening right now?"
Oh, yeah. And now they're starting to get bookings like on actual shows.
That's
Just like
hilarious.
the Walmart dudes. The Walmart.
Yeah, the Walmart dudes, same thing.
They weren't they on AEW like once? Like,
You mean the
or
Costco
something?
guys?
Want to put a bathroom?
No, Costco guy is a whole different thing. The
Oh, okay.
Walmart dude's got a spot on either some indie bookings or something. And
Oh, yeah.
you saw the crazy shit that they were doing off of those like scaffolds. I'm like,
No
oh my
shit.
God, dude.
No shit.
Yeah.
I'm out here hitting these roads, breaking my damn back. And all I gotta do is Spanish fly somebody through a table at Walmart to get booked.
Fly off
Apparently.
Apparently.
scaffold. Onto the floor. They're doing those bumps on the floor. That's why people were like watching those and like, ooh, like
All right.
I don't know how they could do that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, thank you again, Smiley, for coming on. This was awesome. We definitely got to do this again sometime.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime.
and, hopefully we'll see you at a next Geno's show.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Please send me that contact info so I can make sure to hit
Yeah,
him
I
up.
will after the show I'll send you it to you.
Hell
I
yeah.
was gonna say, Lee's probably already talked to him, so
Yeah, but Lee's probably already in chats with him right now.
There's
Thank you,
only
Lee.
one other masked
Wing,
person on
Smiley.
the shows, so but like
Yeah.
you would definitely, get the crowd going.
Yeah, but
100%.
his mask gimmick and his Smiley's mask gimmick are 2 different gimmicks.
Totally different gimmicks, but like still, it'd be better to have more masked people on the
Oh
show.
yeah.
Fuck, I'll bring back Ox if it means a triple threat.
What?
I'll bring back Ox.
Oh.
Fucking
Oh,
My,
he has it too. Oh my god!
Oh, there you go.
Just for
man.
shits and giggles, I'll bring back Ox.
I have one of the masks that Mason X still made for me. That was the Penguin Power version. It
Oh
was
my
all
god.
practice shit and everything. Yeah, I'll bring. We'll all do mass pro wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Just do a whole match where like the only way to win is to unmask the other person.
Take the mask. That'd be cool. Yeah, I do that. So.
Oh
man.
shit. Well, thank you again for coming on. Check out all his dates. You got Instagram and any of those ones that they can follow you on?
Oh yeah, sorry. Instagram, Twitter, both, and I think TikTok, even though I'm terrible about posting on there. I think it's all the same. It's on Smiley_Lucha.
I think I follow you on those.
You can find me on Facebook. It's under Ernest Price. I have a pro wrestling tee store if you'd like to buy some t-shirts. I got a little 6-year-old, and diapers are expensive. Boy don't want to learn how to use the damn potty.
Oh boy.
Actually, he turns 6. He turns 6 tomorrow. Just a couple hours.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna take him to the trampoline park.
there you go.
You gotta show him some moves.
Yeah, give him some
Well, let me
strength
show you how
squad.
to take this superplex.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh
He'd
yeah.
be yelling in the background. I'm surprised y'all ain't heard him yet.
No,
Oh,
I
think we heard
the kids,
about
man.
that.
We tune them out at
Yeah.
this point.
Exactly.
I can hear him yelling at Mickey Mouse now.
Oh well, thank you again, Smiley, so much. You have yourself a good night. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Hell yeah, guys! Thank you, guys.
See you later, buddy.
See you, bud. That was cute. Hey,
Oh, I
Cat's
love
fine.
Smiley.
Yeah.
I fucking love Smiley.
And now we get to do an entire whole fucking show.
Joe, yeah.
God fucking damn it.
So this has been First Wishes. Bye.
I've only been awake since 1:30 a.m., guys. So
Yeah,
Take your goddamn nap.
I've been thinking about changing the setup too of Purr sessions, maybe doing just interview and then doing a separate niche show type
That
thing.
might be an idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Larry's waiting for the message. Damn it, he left before I finished typing. LOL. Okay, well there we go.
Oh,
So-
there you go.
Yeah, Lee's already. Yeah, Lee's on it.
Lee's already on it.
Lee's on a mission.
Lee's on a mission. Here, I'll,
In the live world update of wrestling right now, Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens are currently beating the absolute piss out of each other through
That's fun.
SmackDown's entire arena right now.
And you said SmackDown, so we're gonna get flagged.
So, oh no, I messed up. I mean, SD.
And we're still flagged.
oh,
I mean, Mac Sound. I'm tired. Leave me alone.
oh. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into
Oh, what
the news.
happened to the videos in the thing?
Yeah, because it's
Cat broke him.
literally everything just like shut down.
Oh,
It was like I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Okay.
And apparently there was 2 big cats, so I don't know what the hell was going on.
I downloaded everything. So
It was a break in the Matrix.
It was break. It's okay. I'll put them back up while we're doing it. It'll be all good. So we'll just get in the first one. I wanted to talk about this because this is the news that's been going around late for the past few days. Is Malachi Black, according to Dave Meltzer, he's going to be stepping away from AEW. What's that face for?
No, I mean, like it's everything's all over the place with that. It's like
Yeah.
saying, hey, he's stepping away. He's taking indie bookings. He's doing this. He's doing that, and it's like, what is he really doing?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. As it's stated right now, he is still contracted till 2027.
Sorry. Hold on. This is just hilarious.
I read it too.
1-on-1 with Dead Man Show.
You gotta go 1-on-1 with the Undertaker. Player. Hana.
Fuck.
Gotta wait for this shit.
So he's still contracted until 2027.
2027. That's
2027.
dumb.
Yep.
So he can take indie bookings, but we're gonna be sitting here for another 3 more years.
So
before we ever see him do
I
it.
No, all he has to do is threaten Tony Khan and make him feel
Right.
in danger of his life, and we'll just fire him.
Maybe if he just goes around and starts swinging on people, you know, it'll,
Yeah, that's probably what he has to do. Like,
I mean, that's how Andrade got out of his contract. That's how Punk got out of his contract.
right? Exactly. No, I
You
think
should've just took the ball and went home.
Andrade just said, "Fuck this! I'm just
Yeah,
gonna stay home
Andrade
until
was
you
like,
fire me."
No, Andrade punched.
Oh, that's
Sammy
right.
Guevara.
He's like,
Yeah.
"You will you fire me if I do this?" He goes, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay."
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Sorry,
what was it? Punk was
If I
up
hit
in
a place I work so much, and I'm like, "Will you fire me if I do this thing?" And they're like, "Yes, I'm going to do the thing."
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And then wasn't it like Punk was? It was like August that he was gone, and then it was November, like that same year.
Yeah. Punk, I love AEW. Punk.
Oh my
I'm
gosh! Somebody posted that on Instagram. He's like, this aged really well. And of him
Yeah.
talking shit to MJF about the other place. He goes, "You can go there, and then when you fucking leave there, I'll be standing here right here waiting for you to come back."
Well, maybe
like,
not.
Well, about
But he
that.
just says, "You can go to another place, and then wait, and I'll come over there and talk to you at that other place, and we'll both make a shit ton of money there."
Yeah, exactly.
Big Cat broke again. Bye.
I didn't break. I'm hold on.
What did he say?
I didn't even catch it.
I heard. I was like talking Roblox.
I said I didn't break. Hold on. I was tired of wearing pants.
I
So.
broke into the.
No one needed to know that, Cat.
No one really.
Why do you
No
think I
one
turned my
needs to
camera off?
No one needs to know you don't have pants on now.
And now we know that Big Cat's not wearing pants right now.
Well, at least I'm wearing undies. Okay. Anyways, so
That's why we film from the chest up, folks.
Yeah, exactly. According to Dave, I'm gonna take this off. Like I'm sweating like
Why are you
crazy.
sweating, bruh?
Because it's 900 degrees in my room. Apparently, I'm taking the shirt off. No, just kidding. According to FIFO Select, sources with AEW believe Black will either already finish or is in process of wrapping up his time in the company. It comes despite AEW CEO Tony Khan previously stating that Black is under contract until 2027. So that's the belief of maybe they're just going to keep him under contract, saying you can't go anywhere, but hey, you can go do whatever, go have fun, do other shit.
Okay, my thing is this. Okay, this is what I've always driven me nuts. WWE and AEW, WCW, everyone did this. You have a guy, you have him under contract, right? You're paying this dude. I just locked up, apparently.
Yeah, you did. I was like, wait a minute.
You're paying this dude, right? The dude can go sit at home and collect. It's knowing Tony, it's a 6-figure contract.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Or what you could do is you could fire him, get rid of him, go, I don't care what you go do, just get off my payroll. And then you have that 6 figures free to hire someone else that might want to be at your company.
Well,
does that make sense to anyone else?
Here's the problem, because they know for a fact that the other place is probably going to be better.
Yes,
that's why they do like including WWE. It's like I'm going to leave this place, and I know for a fact if I go somewhere else, I'm probably going to be treated better. I'm probably going to get what I want because of I was at this previous place, and then I'll probably be making some good money. It happens a lot with the wrestlers. The only issue is it doesn't happen with everybody, as we can see with Mercedes Moné and Ricochet.
Yeah.
They're even though they're really great talent, in AEW nobody gives a shit. Cody Rhodes was the same thing.
Monet
Cody
started
Rhodes
to get over. I've noticed that.
So
once she knocked her ring rust off and her matches started to get better, the crowd kind of went, okay, we hate this character, but we like your matches. So we're going to give you a little bit of a chance here.
Right.
Because her match with Chris Statlander was great.
Oh, yeah.
So, her matches are getting back to Sasha Banks matches. She just needed to knock that ring rust off. And all of a sudden I'm like, okay, these are starting to look more like the girl I remember working here. I hate the CEO character. I think it's stupid. Yeah. Everything else is pretty cool.
Right.
And just think if Malachi didn't want to do follow those rules of contract or anything, imagine they could just put him under a mask, put him on the big show on the competition, but they fully mask him so you can't tell who it is.
This is our new masked wrestler, Jim Bob Cooter.
Yeah,
from Detroit, Michigan.
Well, didn't they say that with Ricochet with the AEW that masked wrestler that came in? There was that everyone believed that was Ricochet. Yeah, everyone believed that was Ricochet when he still had the contract with WWE.
Yeah. I remember some sort of masking when people were when they were doing the I don't know if it was with MJF or it was with the whole Satan demon things that they were doing with different masks.
Oh, the devil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the double thing.
The double.
Like people were like thinking, "Oh, it's somebody else," but it's somebody from the competition. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that sort of thing, and it didn't end up actually being that, but still, like they would go to those links.
So I said this in the private chat, and I still say this now. I'll say this live on the podcast. I want Malachi Black versus Alexander Lee. I want it so fucking bad.
Right?
You know what's-
Everywhere.
I hear Ben yell. He's like, Malachi Black stole my shit.
That's the main reason why I want, because I could just see, I'm just picturing, because I have so much driving time that I'm doing that I'm just daydreaming when I'm not supposed to be. Just thinking like Malachi does something and does a sit, and then fucking Lee does something and does the same thing, and he's like, "Fuck you, I do it better, bitch." Like,
I just thought the worst ending possible. You see Alexander Lee going off the ropes, going for the Luigi headbutt,
and gets kicked in the face.
Gets dude.
Oh my god!
All the way roundhouse while he's in the air, so his
and Lee would he would call that shit. He'd be like, "Yeah,
he would call it and eat it.
And he would do it,
destroy it."
Oh my gosh! Book it.
He would eat it like a 5-star gourmet meal.
Oh, you would 100%.
Bite by bite, just I'm taking this shit.
A Luigi headbutt.
Oh my god, and that would be such an amazing finish. I'm like,
I'm gonna message him that right
so
now.
gross. He might not know that he's doing the indie shit. Like I kind of
probably wouldn't either.
I kind of want to talk to Randy about that. I'm like, there's rumors that he's doing indie shit. Can we get this match, please? Like,
please.
Like, I'll even donate some money if that means that we can get this match. Like, just that. Like, those are just some of the dream matches. I wish I could see that, and like another one, fucking FTR versus MSP. I bring that up again.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be a
fight
fucking
FTR?
banger match.
I want to fight FTR.
Do you think we could hold up against FTR?
No, absolutely not. Like, god damn, it'd be fun.
Oh my gosh, it would be fun. I think we would be okay.
Here's my thing. Like,
because they would help us.
They would absolutely. It's Cash and Dax would absolutely help us through the match. Here's my thing. If I'm nervous in a match, that's
100%.
That's not what I'm not gonna remember a damn thing in the match.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, if I'm going into a match having fun, Spencer and I at Skips, we called like 4 things, and we had a fun match. It was 15 minutes long. We were like, "This is great." Larry's like, "That was awesome. Thanks for the great main event." We're like, "We didn't do a shit," right. But I wasn't nervous because I've worked Spencer a dozen times. You know, it's Spencer. We're good friends and stuff. But the minute I got Dax and Cash started calling stuff at me, I'd be like, "I'm not gonna remember any of this."
I'm not supposed to be here. I don't know why we're calling.
It's Ralph Wiggum. It's Ralph Wiggum. I'm in danger.
First time I wrestled Tony, and everyone wrestled Tony at one point in their career.
True.
But like when you're
I have not yet.
Only a year in, and it's like I had just won my first title ever in my career the night before. And when I realized that I was wrestling Tony, and he looks at me and he goes, "Is that a championship belt you have there, kid?" And I'm like, "Yes, Tony, I just won this yesterday." And he, for the same company we're in, he was just like, "Oh, well, there's no reason for me to win clean." I was like, "What do you mean, Tony?" And it's like, "You're not putting me over." I'm like, "That's not happening." I was like a year in. And he's like, no, you could lose by disqualification. And so like we called the match, but like I went out there and I was so fucking nervous, and everything went smoothly up until he called for the gut punch, and I didn't hear him. And he calls for the gut punch. He whips me off the ropes, and I see the hand coming down this way for the gut punch. But here I am thinking that I'm ducking a clothesline, so I just duck down as the impending doom punch is coming into my gut, hits me in the noggin, and I somehow hit the ropes, and I pull the Dean Ambrose spot in between the ropes by accident, and I almost fall out through the middle rope onto the floor completely. And then somehow I recovered from it, and I just sold back in onto my belly. And that was the only thing I fucked up in the entire match, was just that. And he thought it was the most comical shit ever. He was like, ha, 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 you fell around like a little dummy. Ha, ha, ha. I was just like, Jesus Christ, Tony.
It's still like the day that we bumped off his punches, and I just hear him go, "They're bumping up my punches, Larry."
He's been bumping off my punches there.
And I the best part is I took the punch and I rolled out to the floor, and there's Dennis. So I think I've told the story of the podcast before. There's Dennis just sitting up there, and Dennis looks down at me. He's like, "You all right?" I'm like, "He's so strong." And I get the entire front row cracking up, and I was like, "Perfect."
Yeah, perfect. Speaking of Tony Atlas and shit like that, Limitless is, we talked about this a little bit ago. Limitless is running on Sunday. Again, Matt Cardona. Cardona.
It's so weird. It's Sunday.
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
At 5 p.m. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, right.
10-minute drive out of my house. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I want to say, who fucked this up there, JP? Bringing pro wrestling to Yarmouth Limitless Rumble to be held on the 18th.
Brother, that ain't my station.
I can still blame you.
That's a Portland station.
So this
that's
is
not Bangor, brother.
So this is talking about the 18th, which is next week as well. So Randy Carver Jr. as well as Anthony Green sat down and had a one-on-one interview for Limitless Wrestling.
Yeah, we can't cover stuff that's down there.
They're not going to copyright strike this, will they? Okay.
Too local.
To be popular in Maine after a record year in 2024, Limitless Wrestling is now looking ahead to 2025.
Here with us now is the owner of Limitless Wrestling, Randy Carver Jr., and former champion Anthony Green. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us, guys. Appreciate it.
But the former champion, once a champion, always a champion.
I'm always
right?
terrified of doing this shit because I would be
Ooh.
afraid to stay
Now we're
caught
talking. Randy,
or something on the station.
And this has been around for almost 10 years.
Randy sounds better than everyone else in the room.
September marks 10 years, which is pretty crazy because it all got started, Central Maine in the back of a pizza hall. And we didn't really know, we're doing it once, trying to make it work and going to see where we could go from there. But we've had incredible support. 2017, we kind of moved the operation down to Southern Maine, and now monthly in the greater Portland area, we're able to do this and had our biggest year yet in 2024. We had over 1,200 people at the Coliseum in Lewiston for the biggest event we've had yet. So I think we got big things in store, including a return right here to Portland very soon. But I'm not going to spill the beans just yet. But of course, January 18th coming up, we kick off the year 2025 in Yarmouth. We do monthly events there, and it's been a blast.
So fun. So, Anthony, how long have you actually been wrestling for? Tell us more about your championship titles.
Oh, man. So,
okay, we don't have to watch 8 minutes of this, but yeah, you get the gist of it.
It's a longer.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah,
they're just discussing.
It's detailed, but he also Anthony Green announced his match in that interview too.
Yeah,
so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's back to back. January 18th is Yarmouth. The 12th is going to be here in Hermon. We're all looking forward to that because, like I said, Matt's going to be there.
Fucking Matt Cardona.
Yeah, and it's just going to be a banger. Like, I thought like a bunch of like they were doing like because they did the Rumble the last show, so I thought they were going to do everything here, but apparently they're doing that for the Yarmouth show.
Yeah.
But this is what we got going on for Sunday. Signed, we got Channing Thomas versus Seabass Finn, which is going to be fucking great.
Oh yeah. He better bring that big net and cast a line there on the
right.
Bella.
Exactly. Brad Baylor. Baylor. There you go. Thank you. Is going to be there. Looks like it. We got Matt Cardona versus Desmond Cold. That's going to be fucking banger of a match. Banger. We got Aaron.
Evil Gay.
He's gonna be there. It looks like. Gabby versus Becca is gonna be fucking banger.
Forza and Becca is gonna be fucking
it's gonna
monstrous.
Be fucking banger.
Like,
and then we got Jay Haru versus Alexander Lee. That's gonna be hilarious.
My best friend in the wrestling biz, Alexander Lee, is gonna knock the turtleneck off that little bitch. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be good. So look forward to seeing that. Definitely, if you guys should definitely check them out again this Sunday in Hermon, and then of course in Yarmouth
Hill Event Center,
January 18th. Yep. Okay, so speaking of events, main events, Netflix, Raw, WWE on Netflix. They finally did their show for Raw, and it was a massive show. I think if I looked at it correctly, the live was pulling in 4 million views.
4.6, I believe. Was
Yeah,
we talking Netflix? Yeah, it's 4.6.
Yep.
4.6 million views. That's pretty damn good for their first show.
First in 5 years, I think
that they broke like 4 mil. Yeah.
4 mil, yeah.
So, like it's been between like 1 and 2 million for years.
I'm gonna date myself right here, but I remember back when wrestling got really hot in the late 90s. I remember nights of being 8 mil a show. Not between the two shows, 8 mil for Raw and 8 mil for Nitro.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because it was the number one thing talked about.
Yeah, and here's the thing with Nitro is the cool thing is they always replay Nitro after Raw, so and they had it staggered. So it was like Nitro started at 8 and went till 10, where Raw started at 9 and went till 11.
Right.
So what I was using, watch the first hour of Nitro, flip over to Raw, watch Raw, then flip back over to Nitro and watch the replay of the second hour.
Well, they were also doing fucking Nitro. They were because Raw was pre-taped.
Yeah,
ruined the fucking show for.
They did that once.
Yeah, those assholes. It was the Foley show.
Hold on. Did you guys hear about Bischoff doing this not too long ago?
What's that?
So it was he literally was on another show. I think he was on MLW actually, and he was like, "Yeah, if you're gonna tune into the other show playing tonight, which was TNA," he's like, "Spoiler: the Hardys win the tag titles." He's like, "Oh shit, I did it again." He was being funny because he's like,
But did they actually win the tag titles?
They actually won. They actually won the tag titles. but two, the match he actually joked about had already happened, so he didn't spoil anything. So literally, the fans were like, "Yeah, we already know. We just saw it."
That's fucking funny. Oh, that's so funny. I bet people who didn't know got so pissed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lee Miller says it was on MLW. Yeah.
Waiting to watch the show and then like, fuck you.
Dude, I actually have to be like very careful if I like WWE pay-per-views especially. I don't get a chance to like watch them live all the time. Like I try to. A lot of times, no
matter what, I'll make sure that I can watch them no matter if they're on.
Well, I mean, I'm working Ring Wars during the Royal Rumble, but but I want to, I want to like
the Rumble
not get spoiled.
Here, my fat ass will be right here.
Dude, you laugh. I'm coming over to your house in gear still.
You can go.
I might too. I might fucking too.
I'll work the match and we'll just come over to your place after.
I'm 5 minutes up the road from the Ring Wars venue. Come watch Rumble.
I might fucking
work our match. Be like, Eric Deuces, we're out.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Hey,
take the money. JP's got the Rumble on.
JP, you got the ciders in the fridge? All right.
I'll be ready to go. I'll be unlocked. Be ready to go.
So we started off Triple H talking about this is a new era. This is great.
It's a new day.
It's a new day, basically. This is gonna build. The Rock came out. He did his promo. Apparently fucking him, and we were talking about this before the show. Him and Cody are best friends now. Apparently,
Completely just ruined an entire year's worth of storyline to be like, "Hey, we're friends now, brother."
Because I don't think Rock likes getting booed. That's what I think.
Oh,
yeah, I don't think
we're going there, aren't we? We're going there. Okay, good.
But like, why would he portray such a heel of a character if he doesn't like being booed and then did that whole stint from January?
Because I think it was a fuck you type thing.
It was a straight up fuck you.
It was you guys like I'm gonna be a heel so that way I can tell you how I actually feel.
Yeah,
you guys are fucking crybabies because now I can't fucking win the title like I was going to, and it has
the moment WrestleMania was over, he was just like, "Hey, we're good now."
Yeah. Fucking the most disliked video in WWE history was The Rock announcing against Roman and Cody stepping down.
Yeah.
Because they were pissed.
Everyone was pissed. Everyone was like, "Nope.
Voice.
No, this fucking sucks. We don't want to see The Rock." Speaking of
we're getting this shit, right?
Speaking of people getting booed, if you guys didn't see,
Hulk
Hogan
I didn't see the whole thing.
Booed out the fucking building.
Dylan, you're gonna watch this.
I know. I've heard. I haven't watched it yet. So here's the funny thing, right? A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's because of his political affiliation."
Nope.
No, it wasn't because Undertaker very much is the same way as Hogan on the political side. It's because he's a racist.
Yeah, has nothing to do with politics. It's
Yeah.
straight racist, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I like. I don't know if he he's said some racist shit. I don't know if
Oh
he's
no,
actually
he said
100%
some real
racist.
racist
He
shit.
said some real racist shit.
Yeah.
He's just an asshole. That's what I
Yeah.
just did. But yeah, no.
Let me tell you something, brother. The crowd still loves me, brother. No, they don't, dude.
Oh, here's the crowd for you.
Or Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart's like, yeah, brother, all right, brother, all right. Oh shit.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Oh.
You know something, maniacs? I've been in this business for over 40 years, and the greatest part of my life was
He's
being
stumbling.
part
He has
of
to
this
stumble
great
because he knows he's
WWE, guys.
See, the thing is, when he was Hollywood Hogan and he was a heel, like he loved this reaction. That's what he was working on. But he's out there in the red and yellow. He's supposed to
He's
be
trying to
Hulk Hogan.
promote a company too.
Yeah.
Like for beer.
He's like, here's my beer, brother. Here's my Bud Light ripoff. Because I've heard of people who've tried it and they said it's Bud Light, basically.
Oh yeah, I've heard that too.
But you, the fans, have been my greatest tag team partner because you guys have stuck with me through thick and thin.
Just booing the fuck out of him.
I've got a new tag team partner right now. I got Hulk Hogan's Real American.
So
plugging his beer.
Here's the funniest thing.
Real quick.
Okay, go ahead, JP.
There is, and I don't even know if I can show it. I don't know if it's a copyright thing or not.
Whatever.
Pat McAfee.
It's not like we're getting struck before or not.
Pat McAfee had his podcast the day after, and they had done an entire skit based off of. Did you see it?
No, I did not see it, but that sounds hilarious.
It's a skit. I don't know if it's Boston Rob or who, but somebody dresses up as Hogan. They do an entire. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna
looking
pull
for
it up
right
when I
now.
find it.
Oh god, here we go.
As long as it's not on YouTube or wherever, wherever I can't pull it up, and it's absolutely hilarious.
Let's see if I can find it.
This reminds me of, well, it wasn't nearly as bad, but not his last run, but his first last run at the WWE, right? When he just like McMahon's like, I don't need you anymore, Hulk, and Hogan's like, all right, brother, I'm gonna work for WCW. The crowd was starting to boo him, and like you could tell he was getting flustered back then too, because he's always been Hulk Hogan, right? And it's amazing just to hear the boos, because like here's the thing, guys, like we were all Hulk maniacs at one point. You can hate the man now because we're all grown adults and we're all kind of like, hey, he's kind of a piece of shit. Back in the day, man, say your prayers, train, eat your vitamins. We all knew that. We all lived by that. But now it's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
Heads up that one of the stars of last night's show is actually doing a live press conference. Let's head over to that right now. I believe Hulk Hogan is doing a press conference to address everything that happened last night.
Welcome to this press conference that I've called the day after arguably the greatest day in my professional career. Last night, tens and tens and tens and tens and tens of millions of people watched the Hulkster bring the house down on WWE Raw to usher in the Netflix era in the Intuit Dome.
You have to play the whole thing.
I'm playing it.
With that, I'd like to open it up to a couple questions.
That's good.
Hi, Mr. Hulkster. This is Peter Penz from the Mark Times.
Yeah, I can tell you look like a Mark, son.
Thank you. I appreciate that, I guess. Booing was actually trending on X last night. I wasn't sure if you had any comments about the almost
mustache is
opening
taped to
that
his
you
fucking
received when
glasses.
you were out on the stage, sir. Thank you.
Well, yeah, if you think those were boos, I can tell you're a fucking Mark, okay? I've been doing this a long time, kid. You get used to the Hulk Hogan. Now, I will admit, I heard a couple boos smattered across the crowd, and I'll be honest, I had no idea the people in L.A. hated Jimmy Hart the way they did. They took one look at him with his stringy hair, stupid sunglasses, and the way he was half-assed waving that flag around, and I should have expected it. Those liberal marks out there can't stand a MAGA champion. kid like the Hulkster. But again, they weren't booing the Hulkster. They were booing Jimmy Hart. Everybody loves the Hulkster, dude.
You know what this reminds me of?
What are we doing here?
Oh, Mr. Hulkster?
What's that?
This reminds me of a lot of Simpsons references tonight because that's who I am. But this really reminds me of the Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns makes his life story, and it's like a bunch of trollop, and the crowd in the movie theater starts booing him, and he's like, "Smithers, are they booing me?" No, sir. They're saying boo earns, boo earns.
This shit gets so much better, and it's absolutely comical.
Parkington, South African Times.
Who let this guy in? Get him out. Get him out.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's wild.
Hulkster, Bill Bazaranth, top turnbuckle.
Good publication.
Do you think anyone booing last night has ever tried a real American beer, and after they try a real American beer would ever boo again?
Listen, I don't want someone trying a real American beer who's going to boo. I just mentioned it. I'll mention it again. Those goddamn liberals out there, they can have their Bud Light. Those aren't real Americans. Those aren't my real Americans, dude. The only Americans I want drinking real American beer are real Americans. The Bible Belt, the Midwest, anywhere where people don't bow down to Joe Biden. And they certainly do out there, brother.
Mr. Hulkster, Dexter Bennett from the Daily Gimmick. While trying to listen to you through the booze, heard you talk about a 40-year run and how long you've been. John Cena been on his last run. Any thoughts on you maybe going on last run, and who would you like to go up against if you were to do that?
His back
Yeah, sure, I got a couple thoughts. The Hulkster would love to run through just a who's who of the WWE roster. Give me Kofi Kingston. Give me Xavier Woods. Hell, give me Trick Williams. You can bring his ass up from NXT. Maybe some of the old guys, dude. Godfather, see ya.
Wait, there seems to be a
Stop it. I'm not done yet.
God.
Farouk. I'll get in the ring with his ass, too. Ahmad Plummer. You want some? I'm not scared of the Pearl Ribbon Plunge. Any one of you guys can take a seat.
Is that it? That's the end of your list?
Oh, I could go on and on, brother. But I'm going to end it at Mania with the High Chief, Sui Ui Lala Tui Atiwate. I want you, Dewey. I want you, Dwayne. In Vegas at Mania 2 nights. Hell, I'll beat your ass back to back. It'll be the biggest WrestleMania ever, dude. Does that answer your questions from the Mark Times or wherever the fuck you write for?
Thank you.
As Shawn Michaels comes out and super kicks him, he's like, you remember those matches you owe me?
I'm going to go drink some real American beer. If you're one of those jackasses who was booing Jimmy Hart last night, fuck you. You don't deserve real American beer. I'm going to go find some real Americans who love that genuine, refreshing Pilsner, dude.
All right.
I was waiting for a January 6th joke.
I know. That's the only
that's what I was waiting
The only thing you didn't touch, yeah.
Oh, God.
I
shit.
saw that, dude. That had been that was like the first thing that they had done on the show the day after. So like they do their show at like 11 o'clock or like noon or whatever. So it had literally been just over 12 hours after that shit happened, and Pat had already had that skit planned out. He was just like, "Oh," but like the fact that they were able to get away with it was hilarious.
That is hilarious. So Hulk Hogan's alleged reaction to being booed on WWE Raw. So the WWE Hall of Fame Hulk Hogan was at the premiere episode of Raw on Netflix on the past Monday. The legend showed up with Jimmy Hart for a brief promo about the Real American Beer right before CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. The Hulkster is one of the industry's biggest stars and always receives fans. Blah 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 blah. Unfortunately, reaction in it. I don't want to hear his reaction. What did he say? You literally say like in the header. I guess I get to pre-reef my fucking news things because it says it was saying what his alleged reaction is, and I don't see it.
I don't even see it. Yeah.
Oh, right here. The reaction did not shock the Hall of Famer, as he allegedly thought it was going to be a 50-50 heading into the liberal city of LA from here on. There might be it's not because of your political shit, it's because you're an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Because Undertaker by JP.
And what happened to JP?
I don't know. So, like I said, Undertaker comes out at the end of the night. Rhea Ripley's holding up the title. The crowd's hot for Rhea, and all of a sudden, and not only does he come out, he comes out to a Kid Rock song.
Right.
You know, he came out to the American Badass, which honestly is still a pretty cool song. Like, whatever. And like the crowd's like, it's the Taker. They pop because they like Undertaker. Because Undertaker, first of all, Taker's protected his character for so long. Now that he's retired, he's kind of just telling stories, like road stories and stuff. It's great, but he's not out there like, I don't want my daughter to date no. You know, it's like, bro.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, maybe Hulk Hogan is racist.
A little bit, dude. We were joking when I said that.
Well, I've heard some sneers here and there. I was like, I don't know, and then I remember that you saying that. I was like, oh shit,
that's why we say he's racist.
All right,
because
that's right.
He came out and said that. Like the Bubba Love Sponge stuff, where he banged Bubba's wife, whatever. You know that stuff's like, you know. But no, him dropping the hard end, you know, and like talking about his daughter, like not dating, you know.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
Maybe he's a little. There's a song from MPW. Everybody's a little bit racist. Hulk Hogan goes about 6 steps above that.
Yeah, exactly. So we talked about the last
Hulk Hogan's
show.
a lot racist, brother.
We talked about the last show that there rumors of possibility of the who's Cena going to be wrestling, and he kind of for WrestleMania, and he kind of addresses that.
Hey, there's a new headline from a new expert on the year ahead. Who am I going to face at WrestleMania? Who am I going to face in my last match in December? They're throwing out all kinds of names like Drew McIntyre.
That'd be cool.
CM Punk.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
Logan Paul.
Fuck that shit.
Gunther.
That'd be cool.
Cody Rhodes. And a whole lot of people are asking, when on this farewell tour does John Cena become the history-making, record-breaking, 17-time world champion? You have to win the Royal Rumble.
I don't know why the volume is shit.
That was weird.
Oh.
Yeah, it went down for some reason.
Okay, wait,
well,
crazy idea, but maybe I can win the Royal Rumble.
So John Cena announced himself in the Royal Rumble. Now, I got to play this because this was kind of funny. They did a press conference, and somebody asked John a question, and he had to throw this out here.
John, it's great to see you here.
Come on, I mean, see me.
It's too easy at this point.
It's too easy at this point. So, let's see. What do I want to do next? Okay, we'll do this one. This is pretty funny. So Jey Uso comes out with Travis Scott. Now, I don't know if it's because Travis lives in this environment where this is okay, and like you see it all the time. You see it in like music shows. Everybody's smoking joint, you know, shooting the shit, having fun. He has a joint going down the aisle with Jey Uso, lit up and smoking it. I'm pretty sure they cut it, but I could have sworn in the live he offers it to Jey, and
he does.
Jey
he does. I've heard about it.
Yeah, and Jay's like, no.
He's like, I gotta go wrestle, dude.
So here we go.
I was so worried about what you may be inhaling on your way to compete for a moment.
I smelled it. I smelled it. He ain't let me inhale it. You know? Hey, I couldn't.
Is this what we doing?
Come on, I'm not.
Hey,
I ain't trying. I had to go to work. Yeet, though. Yeet.
As it relates to Travis Scott, I'd like to personally thank Jey Uso for just saying no on the entrance.
Say no to drugs.
That could have gone very different, and I'm thankful that it didn't.
Could you imagine?
Is Triple H saying that we were going to have Jeff Hardy Victory Road 2011?
That's what I was going to say. Could you imagine? Be like, congratulations on
No,
Netflix.
what Triple H
You're
is saying right now
suspended."
is, I don't have HR up my ass.
Let's keep it that way.
Like, HR is not crawling up my ass going, what the fuck, Paul? And he's like, he's fired? I don't know. What do you want from me?
Congratulations on the Netflix. It was a hit. You're suspended for 90 days for smoking on television.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's Netflix, so you can kind of get away with a little more stuff, but it's still like, you gotta remember, kids are watching this, man. It's still wrestling.
Well, I was thinking more of the lawsuit. I was thinking more of a lawsuit for him even smoking it in the venue.
Yeah,
Like,
let alone forget the policy with the,
Yeah.
the WWE. He's smoking indoors.
Indoors, in walking by children.
The arena's probably like watching this and like, wait.
Yeah, it's like,
This isn't a Travis Scott concert. This is literally
yeah.
wrestling.
Mr. Levac, please come see us right away.
Yeah.
Because this fist one, I am the game.
I could just
No,
see
you're
him in
Paul.
Gorilla going, "Fuck, fuck."
Someone get him away from Jay.
Get the J away.
Tell him
from
to put out the joint. Tell him to put out the joint. Tell him to put out the joint.
Tell him to bring it back here.
The worst part is there was no one around to be able to tell anyone anything.
Yeah.
Because they're in the aisles. There's not
Yeah,
like
that's true.
a referee or a camera guy next to them. No, they're literally up in the rafters coming down the entrance ramp. You would have never known.
Right, exactly. So CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. We had Rhea Ripley early in the night. Rhea won the belt. I think they're saying that there is now going to be a casket match for those two.
What?
Yeah, I think that's going around.
I thought it was done after she dropped Dom.
No,
on his
I
head.
think
That's
unless
pretty much
unless it's fake, which it could be a possibility, but I was seeing graphics of a casket match from Rhea versus Liv. Could be wrong.
I read earlier today, either today or yesterday, that Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch have become back on the active side.
And Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair, yeah.
No one cares.
Have all become.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
a fan
you
of
really
Charlotte at
feel
all.
Dylan Nix.
I'm not a fan of Charlotte
Hey,
either.
I
I'm sorry.
I just sat here and watched SmackDown, never saw her pop up once, so we're good there so far.
But speaking of people coming back, though, do you see that they are advertising the shit out of Pentagon?
Bro,
so
obviously it was supposed to happen on Netflix. That match got cut, but you do realize if
You know why the match got cut?
If you go research it, like there was so much shit that WWE was getting because they're like, oh, the only way that they can make Penta relevant is only by putting him with the LWO, and they think that just the only way that any luchador can get over is if they're only paired with the LWO, which obviously with Penta that's not the case. You can put Penta with any combination of any superstar,
Right.
and he'll put out a 5-star match.
Same thing with Ray. Yeah.
They changed that so quickly, and no one knew that it changed because if you're in the US watching it on Netflix, you get the commercials. Anyone outside of the US doesn't get the commercials. That's how they got all the promos that were happening in between the commercials. So you had Xavier and Kofi saying, oh, we're not going to wrestle tonight. No one deserves to see us. So that's when everyone realized, wait, we're not getting Penta? Because that's what everyone was assuming was going to happen was Ray and Penta.
See, what had actually happened, why Penta didn't debut, is because Rock and Cena wouldn't shut the hell up.
Really?
Their promos both went exceptionally long, and they cut the match. Because
Well,
they're like,
there was only 4 matches in the card, and they somehow did 4 matches in 3 hours. How the fuck does that work?
Wow.
it's wrestling.
That
man.
Think about
pisses
it.
me off.
There was only 4 matches on that 3-hour show.
Could you imagine
That's how much time got bullshit?
How pissed Penta would be. Like this is
What?
this is
I
your
was
biggest
hot,
moment.
Geared up, ready to go. Be like, I'm about to make my debut in WWE for the first time, and then all of a sudden, yeah, we're scrapping it. And it's like, motherfucker.
Well, if you think of it, what other match could they have scrapped? They couldn't. They had
They couldn't,
like
no, because all those
banger
other
matches.
the only match that had to get scrapped.
Yeah, they had Rhea.
But because they scrapped it, they put together what is definitely going to be a fucking banger.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and potentially Chad Gable and fucking Penta.
That'd be dope as shit.
That's
But no,
gonna fucking feed families.
But seriously, they could have told Rock and Cena like, "Yo, guys, can we keep it to 20 minutes, please?"
Are you kidding?
Rock's promo, I had to skip it. Like I
Rock
was like,
is- Rock is the one that
okay,
tells
I got to go do my own thing because
Rock is
it's
the one
so
that tells
boring.
himself how long he goes.
Yeah.
I have the Rock. I own this company. You don't. I have stock in it. So does
I'll
Triple
go
H.
as long as I want.
So we had Rhea versus Liv. That was awesome. We had Roman versus Solo, another banger match. And then we had, of course, we had CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, which me personally, I thought it was okay. Like I texted this group. It's like, why the fuck are we just hitting just finisher after finisher now? Like it's just that just bothers me when we're just doing nothing but finishes. Is like AEW has a problem with that, and I hate it. So it's like in the middle of the match, he hit like 3 fucking pedigrees, like one on the table, like fucking like couple in the ring, did his stomp, and fucking Punk kicked out of it. It's just like, oh my god, it's like,
I feel like Punk took
Well, here's the thing with the pedigree.
mentality.
Yeah, here's the thing with the pedigree. When Seth does the pedigree, it's not a finish; it's a transitional move. When
I
H does the pedigree, it's a finish.
when you do 3 of them, it should be a fucking finish,
The
including one of them on a table.
Crossroads is a finish, and Cody still hits 7 of them to finish a match.
I hate that too, and I bitch about that too.
WrestleMania
One
finish,
crossroads.
brother, it was 3 fuckers,
Like,
man.
we
It was
shouldn't-
the 3
why
amigos.
Why are we hitting 3 fucking crossroads? The only one that should be hit with multiple finishes is Brock and fucking Goldberg,
Or
because
Braun
that's what their
Roman.
character is. Roman is to an extent, yes, but Brock and Goldberg are their characters are basically monsters that you're trying to fucking put down.
Or Bronson. should
Or
take-
Bronson, yeah, Bronson. They've kind of shit with that one, but still, it's I hate the fucking multiple finishes.
Speaking of Bronson, did you hear about his?
Yeah, he got
apparently-
pulled. That's what was going to be one
Well,
of my
no,
stories.
his it wasn't a like broken ankle. Apparently, he destroyed one of the bones in his ankle. It's gone.
Yeah,
Like it's gonna
Yeah.
take months for it to heal up.
Yeah, he said no Mania, no Rumble, no Mania, and then at that point, who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
He jumped fucking 20 feet.
Yeah,
And-
he jumped from standing on his feet 20 feet off.
I don't know why he didn't just take the
and landed on his feet.
I'd have took the front bump. It'd have been easier.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't while he was coming down. Just didn't.
Dude,
you
yeah,
know, like,
I would have rather.
I would
would've-
rather take the knees and the elbows.
Yeah.
Than
Yes,
screw my
exactly.
fucking ankles, bro.
Right.
Like,
And
like Edge or Cope. Sorry, like
Cope.
yeah.
What a
yeah,
freaking
same-
Cope.
Same fucking thing. He landed on his feet,
he
broke his
landed on
fucking
his
leg.
fucking feet and he like smashed his fucking hip.
But we talking about that. This is one of the things I'll just mention this quick, that Braun Strowman is fucking, he's out because of an illness.
Brown
Yeah,
Strowman.
it's like worse than the flu or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Does he have that new COVID variant going around, or whatever the
Could
new
possibly
Chinese
be.
flu thing is?
I don't know, but apparently he's lost 36 pounds in a week. So
Jesus.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
dude, he
he's
lost a lot.
he's fucked up right now.
Can I get
Yeah.
on that?
I don't know if you want.
I don't know if I want
I'm joking. I'm
This
joking.
He's a
was the-
fever of
That was
102.
tweet, I think, right there.
Yeah, and he's lost 36 pounds in a week. Yeah, that's really
102.
that's really
That's
bad.
wild.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
and then not missing everything. Like, all
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like just to have
I like that hoodie.
I like that.
Yeah,
hoodie.
too. Just to have that, you're missing TV again. Like you've been you've been gone, and then you finally come back, and then you're fucking gone again. Just from something stupid.
Yeah.
Screen ape shit.
But so Punk wins the match. We get a after match interview with Punk, which for some reason wasn't on the rerun for Netflix. But here we go.
You just became the first WWE superstar to ever win a main event match in the Netflix era of Monday Night Raw. But based on the way you got out of the ring and the way you are right now, this match clearly took a toll on you. What can you say about it, what it took to win this battle tonight?
46 is just a number, and so's number 1, and that's exactly what I am, and that's exactly what I have been saying since I got here in 2005. Yeah. Maybe I took a 10-year vacation.
Yeah.
I'm back and I'm better than ever. Ain't nobody touching me. BITW, best in the world. That's what it means. Straight edge means I'm better than you. I'm coming for all the gold in 25. Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania. Netflix. Biggest thing I've ever done in my entire life. This match is for Chad Gilbert. This match is for Chris Bay. And this match is for me.
Chris Bay, cool.
And anybody who ever said that I wasn't, look at me now.
You know, Punk, I want to follow up because you're clearly passionate right now. You're still feeling the adrenaline from this match. You might even need a ref to help you up the ramp here. But you mentioned that 10-year hiatus. I mean, there was a time where WWE fans weren't sure they would ever see you make this walk up this ramp for the WWE ever again. And now here you are in the center of one of the biggest, maybe the biggest night in WWE history. What does this mean to you now, considering everything that you have gone through up to this point?
What does this mean to me? What's my name? CFO! 46 is just a number. 1 through 30, just numbers. Royal Rumble, you're next on the list. Gunther, I'm coming for you. Cody, I'm coming for you. I'm Mr. October. I'm Game 7. I am clutch. I am the best in the world.
Yeah.
You got to think, this year's Rumble is probably going to be the most all-star style Rumble.
100%.
We haven't had an all-star Rumble in fucking a decade. Ever. Yeah. You and I just saw this. I saw this come up, and it was they posted this on SD. But
so squeaky.
The fact that Cena and Roman are 2 entrants that are confirmed, then you're gonna have Punk. Then it's you're gonna have so many other people that are
Punk, Cena.
It's insane.
Just imagine you could see Taker. You could see just a bunch of other dudes.
But yeah.
But just to have a banger overall. When's the last time you've seen it where it's holy shit, I haven't seen this guy in forever?
Or holy shit, I can't believe they're actually in it.
Yeah,
it's been a while. 2020 was great. It was all surprise stuff that would happen in 2020 Rumble.
Last year, the women's Rumble, Jordan Grace coming out. I mean, that was
Jordan Grace was.
She came out with the TNA title.
Rumbles last year were fucking crazy.
Mickey James coming out with the TNA women's title was awesome too.
Yeah,
and them acknowledging TNA for the first.
Yeah, I know that was awesome.
Well, that was also after they'd fired Mickey James and threw her stuff in a trash bag.
Oh my gosh,
that wasn't that long ago either.
And they're kind of we kind of fucked this. Mickey, you want to come back with the TNA Women's title and be on our TV?
Hey, I'm sorry, Vince is a piece of shit. Let me.
Exactly. Sorry, this guy's a fucking asshole. You want to come back?
Can we fire her? Yes.
Can we just throw her shit in a fucking trash bag and just?
that was
shit on an egg.
What is his name? Fucking
John
Laurinaitis, yeah. John Laurinaitis was the one that did that.
Hey, Vince, what's great today?
Just throw his shit in the bag and
Who was also in some legal troubles with as Vince is.
They all stinky motherfuckers.
Shane Douglas is somewhere going I told you fuckers.
I told you
Exactly.
But no, I think this year's Rumble, I'm more excited about the Rumble than any other wrestling thing that's going on that day.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Hey,
you're just not excited because you didn't win the vote. That's why.
You're not excited because you lost to Joey Nails.
Yeah, I'm one person out of that contest too, and I'm not even a backup. But
to be fair, I heard Eric talking about this. He didn't want to fill the space because the space seems to be cursed. Because so it was Alan Prophet's spot first, and he got hurt. Then Lou Jacobs had the spot, and he got hurt. So
I'm 10 minutes down the road.
Just show
You
up.
wanna get
see what
crippled?
happens. Just show up. Maybe you get booked.
Maybe I want to stay home, watch Rumble.
I want to stay home, watch the Rumble, and drink. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, why would I? Yeah, I don't get to do that at the venue. There was a pay-per-view on the last Ring Wars show, and I was trying to watch that too. I don't remember what it was.
I was at Proving Ground, and Derek Simonetti hears this, man. I was watching your show also, but it was the same night as the Limitless Rumble, so I was I had the Limitless Rumble rolling on YouTube on my phone.
Rumble and watching Saturday Night Live main event.
Yep.
So I'm like, God,
go ahead.
No, dude, you run the show.
No, go ahead, finish it.
Oh, I was just sitting there I'm trying to watch the Rumble, but I'm watching Mike Ross on JT Dunn also because they were putting on a fucking banger.
Oh, I bet.
And I'm just sitting there going I want to watch this, but I want to watch that. I just want to basically see.
Just hold it up, and so you doing two things at once.
Yeah,
like
the only reason I was really trying to watch the Rumble is because I wanted to see if Amber was going to come out. So
yeah, I was really hoping she was going to come out.
Yeah,
I was so hoping that she was going to come out,
and I was hoping someone was going to beat the crap out of Jay Haru.
Yeah.
We'll get that on Sunday.
I just wanted to see number 30 and then her fucking music hit and then her come out and beat the ever-loving piss out of Aggro.
Yep.
That's all I wanted to see. And no, it's still on the back burner, but we're all looking forward to it. When she is ready to come back, if she's ever ready to come back, which I hope she is.
Yeah, definitely.
We are all looking forward to it.
Yeah, until I take that first forearm to the neck. Yeah. Oh God! I saw stars.
The worst. Let me tell you, growing up, those are the worst.
Or taking her fucking knee. Oh my gosh.
The Bisaki knee. Yeah.
The Bisaki knee. She hit it on me, and fucking did a turn, bounced off of me, and fucking did a complete 360. And she goes, "Holy shit! That's like the first time that's ever fucking happened to me. I hate you so hard that I fucking did a whole 360 spin out of it."
I don't want to relive my DK matches. I'm sorry, man.
Oh shit! So we got Punk. This is a little bit of Punk at the conference. I wanted to just clip.
Is this the donuts part?
Yes.
This is great.
Seth just rolling over and giving up, so to speak. I hope he sleeps horribly tonight, and he is plagued with nightmares of me driving my knee into his face.
What a thumbnail.
Which, by the way, I might have to change my finish because I have such guilt for hitting people with GTSs for years and years now. I've never been hit with one, except for tonight, and that really sucked. I definitely owe it.
And for those who didn't see that, oh my God, he did get hit by one.
I didn't even
fucking
realize
took it hard.
Oh,
no. Seth legit was like, because I fucking hate you. You're gonna eat this shit. You're like, I'm gonna really make you go to sleep. Fucking connects in the forehead, and you just see his head just fucking jolt back. Like he got him fucking good.
Oh no.
The Rock or definitely John. Jeez. Yeah, I would welcome both of them with open arms. I saw John, passed him in the hallway. He looked a little tired. He looked like he needed to go to sleep. So yeah, I'm sure I'll see him in Indianapolis.
Little GTS joke right there. I really hope we do get to see at least one more time Punk versus Cena, even if it's a Raw. I don't give a shit. I want to see it.
Man, bro, give me 2011 bat all over.
Yo.
Summer of Punk, do it this summer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, get July. Do it at Money in the Bank. Just him and Cena, Money in the Bank. Rerun it back 13 years later. Do it.
Yes. Oh, I would love that.
Punk, congratulations on a history-making evening here on the first Monday Night Raw.
I'm not going out with this sausage party of questions, and there wasn't a single female that asked.
Let's change that then. Okay, all right. One more question from a female.
What are you doing with the donuts?
Do you want these?
I want a donut.
Here, yeah, special delivery.
Do you want a donut? Come get a donut.
You want a donut?
Here. Oh, look, there's all different kinds. This one's mine. Don't touch this one. Just take it donut.
I'd fight for the Boston cream.
Light. Yeah.
Depending on who made it, yes.
Yeah, you like cream Phillips.
Denise
JP, shut your hole. But I will say this: I can't do Boston cream from Tim Hortons. It doesn't taste right. It has to be from Dunks.
The best, I still think, even donut wise, Market Basket. If you ever had their donuts from Market Basket, especially when they're freshly made.
I haven't lived
Oh
near
my
Basket
god, it's
since
so fucking good.
2017, so I don't remember. Ugh. I should.
So fucking good. But yeah, that was Raw. That was going on. It was a great show. Besides, the fucking 3-hour promos for both of them.
Yep.
So the day after, Chris Von what's his last name?
Van Vliet.
Chris Van Vliet.
Chris Van Vliet, yep. Had Seth Rollins on the podcast, and they had a conversation of like he just covered certain things, and we're gonna get to the one with Punk because it's really heated with Punk. But he talks about this one with. Let's start with his knee injury.
You weren't going to make it to WrestleMania 40?
No, there was really no. I just didn't know what shape I was going to be in by the time we got to WrestleMania.
How much pain were you in?
At that point, the pain wasn't so bad, but I had so the match with Jinder Mahal would have been in January, I want to say. I had basically torn, really sprained my MCL pretty bad and tore my meniscus. The meniscus tear was like a older tear that I think got displaced. And so I'd basically been wrestling on a torn meniscus for as long as I can remember, but I had a kind of a mechanism to sort it out. And whenever I kind of dislodged it, it put the meniscus into a different position in my knee. And I don't need to get into the anatomy of all of it, but basically it was really painful when I would do specific things. So I just had to be smart. So I took obviously rumble off, chamber off, but then I came back in a brace and I did some live events. I had wrestled Solo Sikoa on Monday as well, on one of the Mondays leading up to WrestleMania as well. Mostly because I just wanted to get a feel for it. I wanted to know what I could and couldn't do. And so, and I didn't want to wrestle with a brace at WrestleMania because I hate wrestling with a brace. And so I wasn't in a ton of pain only because I had gone through the pain the weeks leading up to it, kind of like trial runs. I was like, oh, let me test this out at these live events, and then let me test it out on TV. Let me see what's going to hurt me. Basically stab, stab, stab. Okay, now I know what not to do. Now
That's insane.
Now I know how to work around
Like
it.
a masochist.
A little bit, yeah. And then I just had booked the surgery for right after. I was like, let's just, I knew what the end game was at Mania. I'm like, let's just get through that. I want to help, I think I can be an integral part of this. So let's do that. And then I'll go get it fixed and take a little bit of time off.
But there's a shot at WrestleMania 40 where you kick and you land and it looks like your leg just bends the complete other way. And if you don't remember this, that's great.
Nothing at WrestleMania bothered me.
I remember that
was in really
fucking
good shape.
that
I did
video.
too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it did. It did look like his fucking knee completely snapped. Oh, it was so gross.
The knee was in really good shape at WrestleMania. Like I said, those trial runs leading up to it allowed me to know what I could and couldn't do. So when I got in the ring at WrestleMania, obviously I thought I gave it everything I had. And I hope that was good enough performance-wise. But it was also smart that I knew I wasn't going to re-injure the meniscus or do anything. And, consulting with my surgeons and doctors, and they were like, yeah, the thing's torn. You're not going to tear it anymore. We'll go in and clip it out later. And it'll be good.
Yeah. Craziness. I can't imagine being in that much pain. Be like, shit, I got this much fans behind me. I need to keep going.
Especially with just doing it.
Right.
All right, once this is done, then we can take care of it.
Right. Exactly. It's kind of the old school methods. Everybody's fucking hurt, but they're just, just trying to make it through until finally that time off. Just finally that where you can finally take care of it. So coming on to that, we listened to Cody talk about his injury on the Two Bears 1K podcast. This is Seth's take on the injury that Cody Rhodes had.
The first time you saw Cody Rhodes in his pec and the bruising there.
I saw it. He refused to not do the live events before Hell in a Cell because they told him that he couldn't hurt his pec anymore. Even though he was in horrific pain, whenever he moved it in a certain direction, they were like, well, you can't tear it anymore. And he's like, well, I've been advertised for these live events, so I should probably be there, like in Rockford and Bloomington, Illinois, or something like that. And everyone was like, you know, maybe just stay home. You know, you can just come to the pay-per-view on Sunday. We're probably good. No, I got to be there. So he comes to these, you know, maybe Bloomington or whatever was the first one. And I remember like, let me see this thing. And he like pulls it open. And this was like 2 days after it happened. So it hadn't fully gotten crazy what you ended up seeing in Chicago at that Hell in a Cell match yet. But like, it was gnarly. And I was like, whoa. I'm like, yeah, okay, all right, whatever. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, you know. I mean, we just talked earlier about how I wrestled with a torn meniscus for many, many months in a lot of pain. So I get it, I understand it. So as long as you know, you feel safe enough and you feel safe enough that you're gonna be okay, we'll get through it. We'll figure it out. That's part of the gig.
Looks gnarly.
It was a gnarly.
Did it
peck.
give you any limitations in the match?
Sure. Yeah, sure. You couldn't, you know, you had to be very careful with some things you did. And like, it wasn't like he was going to lift me up. Like he couldn't do anything like that, you know? So, you know, it takes away, he can fall down as long as he took care of himself. And, you know, look, that's part of the art, you know, almost every match we go into, somebody's got something tweaked. You know what I mean? So it's not like that's a new thing. Obviously, when it's that visible and it's something that's going to require surgery that's going to keep you out 6 months or longer, it's certainly more striking. But I mean, look, you wrestle, you know, we just did this Christmas loop and I wrestled 4 days in a row. And, you know, one of those days, somebody's going to have a tweaked ankle or, you know, my neck's not feeling great. Let's avoid this. So there's plenty of times where that's happened in my career. It's not a new thing to have to work around those types of things, but it's very jarring when it's that visual and that much pain. But it's certainly adjusted what we had to do. In my opinion, you know, took that match from, you know, maybe good or memorable to, you know, iconic. It's a moment in time.
But what a credit to both of you that with all those limitations, you still put on one of the best matches of the year.
Yeah, I mean, you know, professionals, that's what you do. And we had an amazing story leading up to it. I do think that visual, that jarring visual certainly helps. It ups the danger, you know. You're already in this cell, which is scary, and that is ominous. And then you've got this injury, and the people see it for the first time. So, you know, the kind of goal is to suck people in to understanding this story and feeling and sympathizing with our good guy, with our hero. And we, you know, we had that in folds. And so we were able to just tell a story around that, and it kind of made it in some ways a little easier. You had to get a little more creative, but I mean, we had this extra thing that you don't normally get, this thing that's completely real. People can see it, they can feel it, and then they appreciate what our hero is going through. So there's that bravery aspect that comes along with it. So it creates a very satisfying feeling on the back end of that thing when, you know, your hero has overcome so much. So I mean, he's great, you know, and we worked well together, have great chemistry. So it felt like one of those nights where I was happy we got through it, and again, happy that he didn't have to that he was unable to do any more damage to it, you know?
Wow. Just crazy. Just, I think it's kind of funny too, like talking about like everything's tweaked, like in independence, everybody's fucking hurt. There's something that's fucked up with somebody, something's sore, somebody's fucking ankle's fucked, or somebody's hip isn't good.
Yeah, we're all banged up in some way, shape,
yeah,
or
we're
form.
all banged up, and when we're performing, and just try to tough it out for the fans, and
Yep.
you know, for the promoter, and just going out there and try to have a banger of the match, and we'll cry about it afterwards.
Yeah, basically. There's no work no more.
Yeah, exactly. So
JP, you still alive?
He might have been murdered by his cat, you know, finally.
Or he's asleep.
Or he's asleep. Could be that too. That'd be fucking funny. I wanted to bring up the Shield, but we're already pretty late on time. So
yeah,
we'll do the his comments about CM Punk. This is a pretty long clip, so we can pause it here and there, but this is his feeling about Punk.
CM Punk didn't get injured at the Rumble. What was your match at WrestleMania going to look like?
Yeah, well, you know what? That's a great question. It would have been Seth Rollins and CM Punk, I believe. But then you've got the Rock and his introduction into that story right after Royal Rumble or right before Royal Rumble. The timeline's all wacky to me, but you know, he comes in and kind of didn't really understand the scope of what he was messing up, I don't think. And
taking a shot at
and so
Rock.
I don't know what would have happened had Punk won the Rumble, or
just not got injured. Yeah, I don't really know. You know, I don't know where Cody would have landed in all of that. I don't know where Roman. I don't know where there were just a lot of players, and somebody would have been on the outs. You know, I don't know who that would have been. I have no idea. So, I mean, all the stars were pointing towards CM Punk and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. But, you know, it's tough business and things get in the way. But then we wouldn't have what we have now.
We would not have what we have now.
Seth Rollins, CM Punk, first Raw on Netflix. And man, these promos have been something else.
Yeah, they've been interesting. They've been interesting. I mean, it's just, these are promos. These are things that I've thought about saying publicly for a long time, and things I've wanted to say to his face for a long time and haven't been able to, or have said privately. You know, occasionally I would get asked about him over the years, and you would see some of it slip out. But most of the time I just never wanted to acknowledge his existence, because he was he really was just a cancer to my career for many years while he was gone. He an intentional one, you know what I mean? He was a parasite. He really just wanted to it seemed like every time he could take a pot shot at me or the company, he was trying to. And so I never wanted to give that credence, because I just kind of looked at him as like a troll. I'm like, I don't want to acknowledge these things, because then it looks like they matter, and they don't. But it did bother me internally, because, you know, we were trying, dude, that roster from he leaves in 2014, right? I think we were hustling, dude. We were trying our damnedest, and we were given garbage a lot of the time. And
that was a very shitty roster at that point, because Cena, I think at that time was gone.
Was on SmackDown.
Oh, he was on SmackDown?
I think he's on SmackDown.
I think, depending on the time of the year, he was doing the. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was SmackDown.
But basically, all the big power guys were basically gone, and it was just a struggle of trying to keep people on top. That's why we had that shitty fucking them pushing for Roman, and then they pushing for Seth, and they were just terrible storylines and shit like that. So I can see having shitty ideas and just still trying to stick it out, just because there's nobody else there but them at that time. So
we were making the best of it. And you know, he was in a position where he'd made a bunch of money and could just dip and go. And there wasn't an alternative. AEW didn't exist at the time. There was nowhere else to go. Like, what are we going to do? Just pack up and leave because CM Punk's feelings were hurt? Because that's what he wanted from guys. He didn't want people who were his friends to stay and work for the company, because he felt like it was like some sort of betrayal to him. And I'm like, dude, A, this is my dream job. B, this is how I earn a living. And I'm trying to get to your level. I don't have the luxury to just quit. I can't go anywhere else and get paid this kind of money. My career, I don't get to work till I'm 60 either, you know? So it was one of the most selfish things I'd ever seen out of a human, leaving the way he did, and then kind of expecting other people to follow him, and then taking shots at the place from a distance when he wouldn't even explain to his friends why he was so resistant to continuing that friendship. I never got an answer out of it.
Were you friends up to that point?
Yes. We were friends till he left, you know, and we had a mentor-mentee kind of relationship, you know, at that point, because I was a lot younger. So I didn't push. I sent him a some texts and called him like after he left, but I wasn't like comfortable enough with him to like, because we were peers, but you know, he was here and I was here, so I didn't want to like push that envelope. So after a while, I just let it go. And then even over the years, I reached out to him a couple of times to try to like engage and just see where he was at and if he was interested in coming back. And nothing, no response, except whenever he would get a chance, he would just talk as much crap as he could. And so, yeah, I had all of this stuff bottled up for 10 years to finally be able to get out there on a microphone and say it. And it's probably not even articulated the best it can, but there's just so much real, I mean, hatred's a strong word, but it's as close to hatred as you can get. Like
animosity,
resentment, animosity, like just anger, you know? I mean, it's really palpable. I think, you know, the reason people attach to the promos is because they can see that there is, you know, real emotion behind them for me. And so I'll be, it's a very cathartic experience for me. I'll be happy to kind of just like get that physicality out on the 6th and hopefully be done with it.
Did you ever think CM Punk would come back to WWE?
You know, when he joined the broadcast team on Fox, when they were doing that backstage show, I think it was, I thought to myself, okay, maybe there's an opportunity here. And then when he joined AEW, I kind of thought, you know, maybe he'll have like a Twilight run here. But there were then a lot of times where I just thought, you know, because it wasn't like, you know, I know he makes it out like he didn't really like the other guy that was in charge. But the truth is he didn't really get along with the current guy that's in charge either. You know, that wasn't like they were pals as well. So I think that even when Triple H took over, you know, I didn't think there'd be an olive branch to be had. You know, so kind of 50-50, but I would waver more towards no. I never thought it was going to happen.
And you weren't told he was going to come back at Survivor Series?
No. No.
As you can tell.
Surprise.
You didn't look very happy.
You know what I wasn't happy about was, you know, Randy had just come back from a long hiatus. That was his moment. It was a great moment. I mean, the reaction for him when he came through the curtain was unreal. And you know, we went out there, there was 10 of us out there, and we went out there and had a hell of a contest. And like, just didn't really need him, you know, didn't really need him, but you know, it's Chicago, it's his city. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's the most classic, make everything about me CM Punk moment I've ever seen. And so, I'm like, you know, when you're in that moment, your adrenaline's just going through the roof. You know, you're just on the top of a cage celebrating with your pals and like, you know, sold out Allstate Arena going bananas. And then like that happens and it's no longer about the performance. It's no longer about Randy. It's no longer about, you know, what you had done to get to that point. It's just, hi guys, it's about me. Remember, I'm the guy that you miss. Remember me, guys? So, yeah, you know, just another kind of, you throw that on the pile of disgusting CM Punk moments. But don't worry, he's not selfish. He's in it for, you know, helping everybody else.
Yeah, that's grippiness.
Yeah, that's some hatred. That's some hatred right there. But yeah, like, I don't know. I couldn't. I'm the kind of guy that kind of like, I don't try to have things bother me. I'm just like, fuck it. Well, just let it go. But I can understand like having that moment at War Games and then feeling like it got stomped on by, this guy's back. This piece of shit. Like,
his reaction was very genuine.
Oh, his reaction was 100% genuine. He was pissed. Yes.
He was pissed.
But being adults, they're taking this and making money out of it.
Right.
So,
from a business aspect.
Exactly. Something that should have been done in AEW, but we won't go there. So yeah, that was that. I don't got any more clips because it's getting pretty late. So we can move to what a botch. But do you want to do just a quick Knicks report just to say the numbers?
I don't even have it pulled up. To be fair.
Okay, we'll skip it for this week. How about that? It's already it's pretty late.
I'll be honest. For the last couple of weeks, I've been able to find the breakdowns. I don't know what happened to the thing I was looking at. I gotta go into it and really dig.
Maybe AEW is just like, hey, stop doing the breakdowns.
That's possible.
You.
That's possible.
Do you have the possibility of just like the numbers, like just for like overall?
Yeah, hold on. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, sir.
We'll just run the stinger. How about that?
The Purr Sessions mascot brought to you by Purr Sessions.
Well, can't see it because your camera's off.
Yeah.
Oh, what? My camera's off.
It's been off this whole time.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Look. Yeah.
The hell?
Still off.
The fuck?
JP broke shit.
Still off. How about you completely leave and then come back? Like completely close out and come back. There you go. We'll run the fucking stinger. How about that? While you look for it.
All right.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Thank you, fuck you, bye.
Fighter pilot, show me what you got.
What the hell? You have a vagina! He needs some milk. Oh my god! What is that?
What? Get out!
I'm next report.
All right, so because I don't have all the entire breakdown, and AEW Dynamite for Wednesday, January 8th, actually topped out at 615,000 for the night. So that's not awful.
That's not awful. Was it 100,000 less than last week?
I don't remember what last week's was.
I think it was 700 and something last week.
Last week's was the 25th. That was the first. No, the first was at 588,000.
Oh shit!
It's actually more.
They did more. That's good.
Yeah, I think one of the rampages got like a stupid amount.
Oh yeah, the rampage did get a stupid amount. I was like, "What the fuck?" This usually gets 200 something. They got 500 something.
Yeah, let's see if I can find that. There's a collision. No, rampage. Oh yeah, it was like the one on New Year's Eve, right? No, it was the one the day before.
I think it was like Christmas. Close to Christmas.
It's the day before Christmas, I think. I can't find it right offhand. So all these numbers are Brendan Howell from Brendan Howell III from WrestleNomics, whatever his name is. Brendan Thurston. There we go. So
yeah.
So yeah, that's it. That's your AEW quick thing for you.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Well,
JP looks like he's about to pass the fuck out.
We're almost done, buddy. We're almost done. We're going to.
So you guys not being able to see my camera, now it makes sense because during that last Seth Rollins bit, I was like nodding in and out, and I was like, "Does nobody notice like that I've closed my eyes at all?" Realized my camera wasn't even on, so I'm kind of glad. Now I'm just sitting here during the next report, and I'm just like, "Oh, here we go."
We're almost done, buddy.
This report was quick.
It was quick. We're going to go to botches now. Before we go to botches, we want to say thank you all for tuning in and watching the live show. You find us live every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch and YouTube to get the full show, which is why we're saying goodbye to the audio listeners and coming back towards the end of the show because none of this would make sense to you. So we're cutting all this shit out. So
you can't
thank
see
you
me
guys
waving by, right?
Yeah, you can't even see him waving by. So I want to say thank you, audio listeners, for tuning in on all the audio platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Follow the show, give it 5 stars, please. It helps. And thank you again for listening. We're gonna move to the botches, and we'll get you guys back towards the end of the show. Let's do the botches.
What the hell is he doing?
He just fell on his ass.
What the hell? Hey, if you're going to be Tom, you got to be Tom.
Well, actually, things are going real well with the XFL.
Oh, yeah. Oh! It happened. Fuck it!
Hopefully this will keep you awake there, JP.
Oh, fuck it, man. Every time.
Yeah,
Well,
every
for
time.
some reason, the whole stinger did not even play for me. So I don't know what the fuck just happened.
Well, you're really glitchy on your video side, so
Oh shit! I'm
it's
just
all
nuts
good.
over there.
It's your computer, probably.
Cena rolls through. Wait a minute. What? Oh, man, no.
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
That's basically just a package powerbomb at that point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right on the back of his head.
Bye. And that man that did it's called brain damage. Wow.
Oh.
Brain damage.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. This is stupid. Thanks, ref, for helping me out. And throw and misses the table. And still on fire.
Yeah,
I remember seeing this. And this is awesome. This is stupid.
Even he broke.
What are you gonna do? Seriously, if you guys supposed to take that,
Yeah,
you just
he's
gotta
like,
kind of be like, all
okay,
right,
whatever. Yeah.
Get it poorly. Yeah,
Score.
Oh, that's good stuff.
You're underway, and Darby Allin wasted no time.
Why does that man want to die?
Allin wasted no
Listen to the clink.
Oh, these days, yeah, he just hit his head off the back of the floor.
Yeah, the steel part of the floor. Right in the fucking stairs.
Everyone's like, nah, bro, we're good.
You might have seen this already, but
Yeah, I've done that.
oh, just
Let go of the arms, dude. Let go of his arms.
broken
You gotta
neck
let
right
go
there.
and go.
Maybe looking for the German on the apron. German up on the shoulder.
I mean, was it a botch?
100%. It was supposed to be Canadian Destroy on the apron. They
No,
missed the
that was a
apron.
Poison Rana.
Oh, that was a Frankensteiner.
No, that was a Poison Rana. It's backwards.
Oh, Poison Rana.
Still,
Yeah, I
it-
mean it.
Watch.
It was still supposed to be apron, and they missed the
Yeah.
apron. Went right in the.
Poison Rana.
Yeah. Fucking ow. This wasn't a botch, I don't think, but could be.
Looks like me suplex people. Bye.
Oh no!
Oh no! Dead. Harder.
Shoved their face in the fucking mat.
He's going down. I kick his ass. You're gonna die.
Boo. Is this Tennessee backyard wrestling?
Basically.
You're gonna die, buddy.
Ding, ding, ding.
Actually, Frozen can't do a collar no what's up that good.
Is this
That's all you got?
Oh my god.
Your Nagi actually didn't look awful.
No, it
but
didn't,
like,
except for he got
hitting
concussion
him
right there.
Fucking ground, dude. I think his lungs collapsed.
Collapsing concussion, because watch.
Oh no.
Not even.
Chris chair's better than JP. I'm fucking with you, dude.
This dude's just having a withdrawal right now. What the fuck is on his knee?
Knee pads.
They
What
look
am I
like.
supposed to do when he's laying with his hand right in the way?
Sell it.
Actually.
Yes.
Selling. Work
What
the
am-
crowd.
What am I supposed to do when he has a concussion and he's trying to get the air back in his fucking lungs?
Crowd, brother.
Your hand in the way.
Should I stop recording?
Should I stop recording?
Oh boy, that's.
Shall we restart?
Oh yeah, let's restart, guys. Let's do it
Absolutely.
again.
Ah,
Do it
fuck.
again. Oh shit.
Wow.
All right,
He's
JP,
dead,
pull your
brother.
plugs.
JP O'Reilly on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Pornhub. Just kidding. Facebook.
No, you're not. I've seen the videos. Nice cat girl costume, by the way.
You laugh, but we found that on TikTok.
I was gonna say, did you borrow it from Joey?
What do you? Wait, oh God, Jesus!
Hey, you think I'm
Have
kidding?
you? I don't think you've seen that video.
No, he hasn't.
No, I guess.
Oh shit! We'll have to find it.
Anyways, yeah, JP O'Reilly on all platforms.
Yeah, find it and send it to JP immediately.
If it'll be main premiere wrestling Friday, 24th.
24th.
24th. Yeah, whatever the fuck it is.
24th. Old Town.
Hardcore Open Challenge. Anyone can wrestle me, literally anyone. And yeah, that's all I'm going to leave that at. MEW main career wrestling the night after, 25th. I'm supposed to be helping Mike Turner deal with a problem. I don't know what kind of problem that is, but I'm sure I'm going to probably kick somebody. Yeah, some sort of pathway problem. Who knows? Maybe.
It's a lot of noise.
I know. Well,
I'll find it.
And then
Find it and send it.
That's all I have for it.
It might be the
That's all I got for it now.
Fuels group chat. I'll have to take a look.
Yeah, because we found it.
Yeah, I know. Sam found it actually. That's
it was something.
So you can find me at all social media platforms at DOTD Nix. That is Facebook. That is Blue Sky. That is Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it. That is Instagram. That is TikTok. Find me at Pro Wrestling Tees, prowrestlingtees.com/DOTD Nix. Only place where you can buy the official Wild t-shirt and a few of my old designs. You can find me coming up the 24th at Main Premier Wrestling. We're taking on
the Pathway in the neighborhood.
Jabronis in the neighborhood. I couldn't remember the Pathway. So we're taking those guys on.
I know.
Yeah, we'll smack them bitches around. We like the neighborhood guys. We're cool guys. Then the night after, we're gonna be at I'm gonna be at MEW for Cold Brew.
You're facing Stormy.
Yeah, I'm facing Stormy Savage. I couldn't remember the name of the show. I apologize. That's gonna be in Franklin, Maine. MPW is in Old Town. MEW is in Franklin. So come check it out. It'll be awesome. So,
yeah. And, you can find me. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And then Ring Wars the weekend.
Ring Wars. Yeah, Ring Wars the first.
And then we're taking on Hyper Putin again.
Get to kick their ass again.
Yeah.
All right.
You can catch me on February 1st at my house for the Rumble.
Oh yeah, the after party after Ring Wars at JP's house.
Yeah, exactly.
Right here, I got like
BYOB.
7 seats.
Hopefully we're on first. So we can just immediately get this fucking
money.
Money.
Take money. We'll do that, and Randy. Be like, where you bitches going? It's my ring. You got to break it down. I will Roy Kent it. I'll be like, the immortal words of Roy Kent.
We'll be back. We'll be back for teardown. Don't worry. We'll be back.
Yeah. The Rumble will be over by the time you're good.
You can find me at Big Cat Tyler Adams on Instagram and TikTok. Tyler Adams on Twitter and Facebook. Also at Pro Wrestling Tees, Tyler Adams. You can find my merch. I'm wearing one of them right now. Big Cat on the prowl. Best t-shirt ever. Purr Sessions is on every platform. You can find them. Find them anywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Purr Sessions. And of course, I'm doing January 24th, as Nick's just said, against the neighborhood and the Pathway. I'm not booked for the 25th. I might still go just for shits and giggles. But February 1st is when we take on them. And I'm not even going to try to say it because I'm going to butcher it. And Hyper. Poutine. Because I want to say Poutang every single time. Poutine. Because it's funny. Poutang.
Yeah, don't say that at the show. Don't say that at the show.
And now I want poutine. I'm going to go get poutine for lunch.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Find us again next week Friday. I'll give you a spoiler alert. It is Eric Johnson's going to be our special guest for that week. And yeah, tune in again
under him tonight.
live. Tune in again live Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Follow us on all the platforms and audio listeners. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Per session signing off, but we ain't saying goodbye. Keep your fans like steel reaching for the sky. Professional wrestling, we'll never let it go. Big cats in the house, bringing the rumble to the show.